family walked in as soon as we go live.
Yeah.
No. Watch it. Come around the other way, kiddo.
All right. Are we live? We're 20 seconds, and I am not seeing anything yet on my screen.
Oh shit!
So but
grabbing my bottle opener.
TikTok.
Okay.
Are we live?
Come
on now.
All right.
Is anyone seeing it?
I'm going to check on the YouTube now.
There we go. We're in. Yes, we are live. I promise, guys, next one we'll have that little counter down thing, so you don't have to watch us just be like, huh? Are we live? Are we live? for the good, like, 20 seconds.
It's wrong with that counter thing, isn't it? Like 10 minutes long, you get pretty impatient.
Well, I made it too long. If we do 2 minutes, I think 2 minutes is a good, like, people.
I think.
Yeah, I know. The original one I made, it was 5 minutes long, and I remember was it Ray messaged me. He's like, "What the hell is this?" I'm like, "I'm sorry. I know it's long." Well, welcome, guys. Welcome to another episode of Drinking Buddies with myself, Rob from Rob's Home Bar. We got Vino from 60 Second Cocktails, and we don't have Dave today because he's still setting up his new bar. And then we got Gnome's Tavern, and he's actually coming to us straight from New Orleans. So we actually have we got some credibility here today.
Literally straight from the parade route.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're legit. Are they already celebrating on Gnome down in?
Oh yeah, we celebrate January 6th.
Not celebrating?
Yeah, January 6th is the official start of parades. Actually, the lamest day of Mardi Gras is Mardi Gras Day.
Yeah, it's Fat Tuesday, whatever.
Everyone's partied out by that point.
Yeah, it's like Zulu, and it's the family one. So like people wait out at 6 a.m. It's ridiculous. So like I have a coconut from Zulu, but that's it.
But yeah, we are doing Mardi Gras cocktails today, guys. Like New Orleans style cocktails. And should be a lot of fun. We've got some cocktails planned, and we've got some Vino, do we have some trivia planned?
Yeah, we always have trivia, though.
We've got trivia. All right.
Today's trivia is going to actually be Valentine's Day trivia, though, because this is kind of a dual live stream.
Yes, and actually we should mention that we just passed Valentine's Day, and it was Vino and Gnome's birthday. Both of these guys have their birthday on February 14th. So happy birthday, guys.
What are the chances, huh?
We were about to be named the same. My mother was really high on drugs and almost wrote Valentino. So we were... There's about to be a copyright infringement.
Well, Ann is in the house. We got Sean is in the house. He says he wish he had some Malort. I think we'll be okay about it today.
I was just telling Vito, I contacted the Malort distillery and said, "Hey, you guys don't have any Canadian distribution. Is there a way you can send me a bottle?" And they're saying they're looking into it. So I haven't heard back yet, but that would be fantastic.
Of course, our boy Matt, the Iceman, is in the house. Oh,
Stefan is here.
I think the Merlot, whatever the Marlot. They were like, is this guy asking us to actually send him some? Like, you actually want this shit?
Wait, you like it?
We're not prepared to ship. We've never done that before.
Did I tell you they stopped sharing my cocktails? Because I think it went against their brand. Yeah.
No,
they were too good. What?
Yeah, they look nice.
We can't have you making delicious cocktails with our shit.
That's honestly because that's their whole thing is that people don't want to drink it.
All right, so an ounce and a half of Malort and 2 ounces of toilet water.
Yeah. That's a classic. That's a
classic.
Remember, guys, if you're not watching the channel on my stream, if you're not watching the stream on my channel, you're not going to be talking for everyone. So make sure you
guys. So
cocktail, right?
So we are streaming on 3 different channels. Same as before, we're telling everyone to go to Vino's channel, 60 Second Cocktails, just so that everyone is part of the same conversation. I can see, because I'm leading the stream here, I can see the comments coming from every channel, but you guys will only see the comments from people on the same channel as you. So I won't take it personally. Go over to Vino's channel, watch it there. And then you can be part of the conversation.
So, guys, make sure you let us know what you guys are drinking tonight. What's everybody sipping tonight? I know Iceman already started. He's got his menu out.
Yeah,
Yo,
Iceman
I
is
love
posted on.
these guys are so prepared. Iceman and
I
Sparkle, right?
love Iceman. I
Dude,
was
He
like,
posted on Instagram. He's having a smoked banana Sazerac.
Right now.
Oh.
But he always posts. They make like a menu, which is awesome. Every week they make a menu.
That's
and stuff,
fantastic.
You know?
Iceman
so
warms
awesome.
my heart every day after my video because he makes it, and I'm like, oh. But I do get a little stressed out because I'm like, how does it taste? And I'm like, is it gonna taste good?
I think Iceman has officially taken the crown of like of super fan number one. Used to be worn by Tim Kirkland, but he actually transcended the viewer to the actual cocktail creator. He's got his own channel now. He's getting close to 1,000 subs.
And Stefan's a super fan, but he's kind of a creator also, though. So he kind of.
I mean, he
walks the line between fan and creator.
He was kind of one of the OGs of the Steve the Bartender fan club.
Yeah, so, but he's become such his IG presence is pretty awesome.
Iceman says he's never gonna make a channel now.
I would Iceman is my product tester number 2. My wife is number 1, and she's tried some pretty awful shit.
Anne's finishing up a swizzle. What was in your swizzle?
Stefan, what is in this backword? You know, I love a word riff, the last word riff. So tell me, please. Share.
I've never heard of backword.
A backword. That sounds odd.
Yeah, he finds tons of random ass cocktails. I love it.
But speaking of Tim, like I'm amazed that Tim's first video was the original Christmas Martini Challenge.
Yeah, that's right.
Before that, he was just a viewer, just a guy, an enthusiast who watched all our videos. And then we put together the very first challenge, which was Christmas 2020. You know, it was something to bring everyone together during the pandemic. And he decided, you know what, I'm going to film this. And then after that, he got the taste of it, and he just kept making videos.
I mean,
Uncle Pete is in the house. The king of the Amaro latte. I don't know if you two guys have tried it yet. It is. Really
I don't have one of those frothers, but I'm gonna have to try to figure out a way to make it.
Shout out to Uncle Pete.
I'm sure you can just shake it up. Like
but we also Uncle Pete, the TikTok influencer.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Pete. I'm such a whore. I'll take all those negative attentions for that many. So
I mean, that's what TikTok's all about.
Yeah. What Howard Stern said, you know, if you piss off someone's wife, they tell their husband, and they listen, and they tell their priest, and then therefore and so on.
I wonder if in Uncle Pete's video, if he didn't paint his nails, I wonder how much mileage would have gotten.
It's almost like the actual ice was like secondary.
It's like, oh wait, you were making ice?
It's gonna be
all about the fingernails.
Hey Sean, feel better, Sean. He's hanging out with us, but he's not drinking tonight.
He's been making. You know what you need? You need a mule.
I was gonna say a nice hot toddy would be.
Yeah, maybe a hot toddy tonight, brother.
He's been making a lot of my mules though.
John,
I haven't seen much of John Dot lately. Where's that buddy John Dot been?
He's doing
stuff.
He's on TikTok.
Now.
He's doing mostly shorts.
Shorts on TikTok.
Oh, he's on TikTok. Oh, okay.
So yeah, the back word: 1.5 ounces of gin, 3/4 ounce of yellow chartreuse, 1/2 ounce of Lillet, 1/2 ounce of cherry syrup, Luxardo, 1 to 3 dashes of lemon bitters, and cocktail cherry and lemon zest.
That sounds a lot more
I'm
lovely.
as a stirred drink. It sounds like a stirred drink because it's all booze, and it sounds pretty.
Sounds super good. I just literally last week I ran out of Lillet, so I don't have any of that. But I'm gonna keep that one in mind. I'm gonna do a last word riffs part 2. The first one's
so many of them. Eh?
Yeah, there's so many of them exactly. All right, guys. Well, listen. I think we should start making some cocktails. What do you think?
Let's do it.
I could use a drink.
We should start with Mr. New Orleans himself.
Oh yeah,
fellow birthday boy, Gnome of Gnome's Tavern. Gnome, what are you making first?
Which one are you making?
I'm gonna make the Pins Cup first because that's like a really long drink I can sip on. And Ohan, it's such an easy drink to make. I'll probably be making them while you guys are drinking because I could use a drink. I've been at Mardi Gras all day.
Oh boy,
so
that's crazy.
Pims.
That's not even until next week, and it's just going on and on and on.
I have a 14.
It's not a huge. Hey, Elias is here. Elias is a member of my local foodie group.
Oh,
he's actually kind of like the barbecue champ of my small town here. Funny enough, I'm actually in Orleans, not New Orleans, but Orleans.
Oh, well,
it's a suburb of Ottawa.
And I'm in New York, not New Orleans. But New York. There we go.
It all connects.
It all comes
actually,
together,
we did like an ancestor, and we might be related because that's where my people came from, Ireland and down from Canada.
There you go. Yep.
We might be.
That's right.
Those damn Brits kicking us out of both places.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna make a Pims cup.
Let's do it. I've never had a Pims cup. What is Pims? Explain Pims to me.
So Pims number 1 is this liqueur. It's got like some nice cucumber notes and it's very sweet. The Napoleon House, which is a bar in New Orleans, famously it was a house built for Napoleon when he got banished. Number 2, Big
Like
Bigaloo.
when he got exiled.
Yes.
Exiled.
Yeah, exile. That's the word. And he died before he could get there. So now it's a bar.
That's a great story.
I mean, what else do you do with a house of dictator?
Yeah. And they're known for the Pims Cup. And I actually have a buddy who works there. And he says that he basically lays out like 20 of these. And he takes one bottle and he just goes down the line with it. I'm not doing their brand because I don't like theirs. Theirs has a lot of lemonade in it.
Their specs? You mean their specs?
Yeah, their specs are not spectacular. So I'm gonna do the version I like that uses a lot of fresh fruit, and so we're gonna throw in a bunch of cucumbers. Bam, bam. So 3.
Do you strain out all the fruit and cucumber? Or
a lot of people don't. I do because I don't like when that pulpiness gets in my straw.
Yeah.
I'm a bougie girl, you know.
Well, I've never actually had the Pims Cup, but I'm always kind of turned off, not by the flavors, but by the look of the cocktail when it's got like so much stuff in it.
Yeah,
it looks like a salad in a glass.
Yeah, I've only had a Pimp Cup once, and I wasn't into it. It was okay. I didn't dislike it.
I would put it as a great brunch drink, like over the mimosa. Hey, Tim. So now we're going to have an ounce of lemon juice.
Well, that's interesting. What I did not know, because I never really look into the Pims Cup, but Anne says that's a gin-based liqueur. So that's interesting.
Oh, there you go.
It makes sense then that it would have all those fruits and vegetables in it. In the Pims Cup.
Gin go like I recently on my my mule journey that I'm doing. Recently did the cucumber mule with gin and mint and all like the cucumber, the mint, the botanicals of the gin, everything together. That's just a fantastic mule.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is kind of like a mule.
Yeah, you got ginger beer in there.
Yeah. The recipes usually use ginger ale and lemonade, and I'm like, that sounds like a coma waiting to happen. So this is the Gnome needs a stiffer drink. So I'm going to shake it up with some ice. With my Jeff Bezos bougie ice. That's a cube. And we'll shake it up. I always I think that I get Men in Black every time I drink in New Orleans downtown because I'm usually drunk drinking a Sazerac at Napoleon House, and I don't know how I got there. That is.
We got Ryan in the house. What y'all drinking, lads?
Hey. Well, we're not drinking yet. Gnome is making a Pims Cup at the moment, and Tim is making 1,000 mules. So he's trying to one up me. He's trying to 10
Rob,
up me.
I think Rob, I'm gonna follow you up and do 100 last word riffs.
There we go.
There we go. That would be a good short series.
There's probably. I mean, you could. It's. I mean, yeah. You just gotta.
I wouldn't want to wear out that. I wouldn't want to wear out that cocktail though. I love that cocktail too much. I don't want to end up hating it.
But at what point is it no longer a riff? You know, what ingredient kind of is necessary to be?
I think one of the. I say at least 2 of the 4 probably.
Yeah, because that's the thing with a mule. There's so much because it's literally just ginger beer. That's like the only thing that needs to stay there.
That's the qualifier.
Everything else
right?
is I can put in anything. Like
Yeah,
like I was telling you earlier, I've written down my list. I'm at about 115. So I'm going to 100. I don't think I'm going to surpass it, but I could.
I will tell you a really funny story. We were interviewing people to be tour guides and bartenders, and I asked a dude what his favorite cocktail was, and he said every drink is just a Tom Collins.
Oh boy.
And I told him, well, my car's a Lamborghini with different parts.
What does that mean exactly?
I don't know.
That's a guy that has no fucking clue what he's talking about, but he thinks he's the shit.
Yeah, that interview was one of the most comical interviews.
That's like someone who thinks they're into cocktails, but they drink like just highballs, like rum and cokes and gin tonics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you haven't actually
Every
explored
drink's a
cocktails.
Tom Collins. Jeez.
Every drink's a Tom Collins, man.
Has he had an old fashioned?
Has he had anything else other than gin?
It's like, yeah. It was the craziest thing. I was just like, I don't think you could work here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go in a different direction.
Imagine him as a bar, like working though. There it is, the Pimm's Cup.
Pimm's Cup. Yeah.
Give us a taste.
Oh, it's a great summer drink. Like the strawberries, it's very cucumbery. And the ginger beer, of course, as you know, Rob, is very lovely with it.
Ginger beer is fantastic.
I'm
still not sick of it. We're on day 39 today.
Used to make those Pim Cups a lot for brunches. They were big brunches here.
What's the ABV on Pimm's?
It's got to be like 30, right?
25%.
25. Right? I knew it was around that.
Yeah, it's a good brunch drink.
Yeah, it's not perfect brunch.
Not going to knock you out. You can have a couple of them.
In fact, I made a Mai Tai. So our bartenders, I have like a secret cocktail where I make for them. And I made a Mai Tai and I used a lot of high proof rum. And we were like, oh, fuck. So I was like, all right, now we're on Pimm's Cups for the rest of the night. We have to be
I don't have too many of those.
Yeah. Well, I got some really bad overproof rum. And I was trying to kill it in a Mai Tai and forcing it on my bartenders.
Go back to that guy. I can just imagine that guy as a bartender. It's like, what do you want? I'll have a Sazerac. All right, Tom Collins coming up.
I think that's what he should have just said. The only thing I know how to make is a Tom Collins.
Yeah. Give me my time. Tom Collins. Right away.
And he was interviewing for the rum distillery. And I was like,
give me a rum Collins.
Yeah, good. All rum drinks are just Tom Collins. That should be your next video. 100 Tom Collins.
And you make all these classic cocktails.
I don't think I like gin that much.
You should just be like day number 2, and you just make the Tom Collins the same. Day 75.
Day 75. Another freaking Tom Collins. Can't do it anymore.
But yeah.
I think I'm gonna go for mine. Vino, you good if I go for the next one?
Vino hates the Pimm's Cup that much.
He's gone. All right, so I'm gonna start. I'm making the Hurricane, and I'm doing the Smuggler's Cove version of the Hurricane. So there's a lot of versions. Gnome, actually, you did a pretty awesome one with on Vino's video the other day with
Mango.
Yeah, that was interesting. So I'm doing the Smuggler's Cove version, which is kind of simplified. There's only 3 ingredients. There's no grenadine. There's no orange juice, which I'm fine with because I don't like orange juice in cocktails. They just do 4 ounces of dark rum, 2 ounces of passion fruit syrup, and 2 ounces of lemon juice. Now, for the 4 ounces of dark rum, I'm going to split the base between Smith & Cross and Gosling's. They did say black rum, so I don't think it was actually. I think I got that wrong. It wasn't dark Jamaican rum. They say black blended rum, but I'm going to use Gosling's for that. But I'm also going to use Smith & Cross because Smith & Cross is amazing, and it goes well.
Yeah, and we are obligated to mention that once during every Drinking Buddies live stream.
Yeah, I was going to say
we are actively chasing a Smith & Cross sponsorship, so here it is.
I think you've at least earned a T-shirt and a car magnet. That's it.
At this point, we should get something.
Something, man.
But actually, that what I talked about in Vino's, that was what was closer to the original Hurricane that won the cocktail competition.
The one
for
that you
Pat
made?
O'Brien's. Yeah, that version.
Yeah. So, second rum using Goslings. It's a very dark rum.
No, have you had Smith & Cross's Battle? It needs it. I do not have that.
Oh, yeah, we're kind of have to cut this one short, Gnome. Thanks for coming.
No Smith & Cross, no live.
Courtney!
Gnome, because Gnome works at a rum distillery, he does get a pass.
All right.
Yeah, I get 50% off all the rum at the distillery.
I'm kind of worried about putting a full 2 ounces of syrup, not juice, but syrup.
2 ounces?
2 full ounces. But there is 4 ounces of rum.
Nope, used it all in the top column.
Yeah, Tim finally got a bottle, eh? Oh, this stuff is thick. 2 ounces of passion fruit syrup.
I know,
Tim,
Rob,
tell us how Smith & Cross made you feel when you first tried it.
Tim,
I like to hear people's first experiences with it. It makes me relive my own.
You know what? For me, it was the I had some high expectations because I've been chasing ever since Greg on How to Drink talked about it in one of his early videos. And he's like, "Oh my god, that funk!" And I was just like, "I need to try this rum," and it was listed at my local liquor store, but it was never ever in, and it still isn't. And I finally got one when Trevor sent me one from Alberta. Now I can order it. It's still not locally, but I can have it sent over. And but oh my god, when I first tried it, I had high expectations, but it met those. Sometimes like when your expectations are too high, and then something kind of like falls a little flat. But this all expectations were met like that. And I tried it neat, and I still enjoy drinking that rum neat. It's so good.
It's funny because I didn't really have super big expectations. I thought it'd be a good rum. I remember first seeing it on Carl's channel, and then Trevor mentioned it. And I was like, and I saw it at the store, and I picked it up, and it sat there for probably a week before I even opened it. And then when I finally tried it, I was like, holy shit.
That's good. That's
damn good.
All right, we are shaking this up with some crushed ice. Just a quick whip shake because it doesn't need much.
I'm really interested to see how that 2 ounces of syrup end up.
It does have also 2 ounces of lemon, and there's 4 ounces.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The Hurricane will put you on your ass,
but it is a big drink.
I
we're gonna top it off.
had a really funny moment at the bar. Somebody came in. They're like, "I don't want anything fruity or boozy and not sweet." And they're like, "Can I have a Hurricane?" And I was like, "Ma'am,
that's all those things."
Hurricane. And she's like, "I think I can handle it." I'm like, "You're not gonna have a great time, but all right." And she's like,
everyone has a great time with a Hurricane.
Yeah.
All right, so we're garnishing this guy with a lemon wedge, and as per Smuggler's Cove, we have a little tiki umbrella which we're going to blow in the wind, so you kind of wreck it. So it looks
is that the Smuggler's Cove recipe?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you kind of it's wind blown, so it looks like a hurricane got it.
That's pretty cool.
See? All right, and there it is, the Hurricane. Yeah, you know what? There's so much rum that the syrup it's balanced. Yeah, the syrup is not overpowering.
Sweet.
Yeah. That's a lot of rum.
4 ounces. Rum's overproof.
I mean, if you look at it in the light, you can see the rum like
cooling at the bottom.
The
colored gradient right there.
It's so interesting. Anne's perception or opinion of Smith & Cross. She doesn't find it funky. She's the only person I know that feels that way.
So what do you funk? What is funk to you? What is rum funk?
Like the banana funk, like the super ripe bananas.
But to Anne, what would be a funky rum to you?
Oh, I think she says it in the chat.
Hamilton?
And tell us what you think is
the Hamilton pot still?
Well, it'd be
Because for me, it's pot stills, and in all, like I've got there's a local
the pot still is what gives it that
yeah.
flavor.
Because I've got there's a local distillery here, Oam Distillery. They have the Irish style pot still, and they make Irish style moonshine poutine.
Mm-hmm.
They make they're fairly new, so they don't have an aged whiskey yet. They're still sitting on it. It's barreled for another couple of years, but they've been making a bunch of just neutral spirits, and it's all pot still, and it all has it's different than rum, but it has a distinctive funk.
Yeah, it's like my Noble Fogo cachaça, the bar strength one. That shit's got that distinct funk flavor because it's a pot still.
Because the colin helps purify it. That's why it's a pain in the freaking ass to make vodka on a pot still. At Happy Raptor, we have a pot still.
You have a pot still, really?
Yeah, it's actually like a moonshiner still. It's a pot still. It's honestly our still. It's in 3 parts because it was cheaper to make it in 3 parts, and the pot is really just a glorified water heater. It has these rods that vibrate really fast and heats up the liquid. If you ever come down to New Orleans and you taste my rum and it's really smoky, it means I messed up and I blew out the rod.
You're making smoky rum. That's not a problem. Let's work with
Rob would actually like that.
I know. I blew out 2 burners one time, and that was my favorite batch. It didn't sell well, but it was my favorite batch.
So Anne says it's more caramel than funk. On the nose, I would definitely agree with you. There's a lot of caramel on the nose. But you get that funk, though.
I know.
It's there. It's banana. It's just like hard to explain, but it's funk.
You have to catch up. I'm almost done.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm making a. I'm making
What are you making, Vino?
The Sazerac, the classic of all classics.
The classic of all classics.
It's interesting, a lot of people consider this to be the first cocktail ever made. And so, how do you really know, right?
It says it's they say it's the first American cocktail.
No, it's not.
How do you really know, right?
So, full disclosure, I do work at the Sazerac House, which is a booze museum.
Mm-hmm.
The first mention of a cocktail is in an article where it says spirit, sugar, bitter, and absinthe. So people often claim that, yes, that's the Sazerac, right? But that article came out when Peychaud's was 3. So this Peychaud's was a born mixologist prodigy. He did not invent
That's
it.
hilarious.
It's actually really funny.
But the article I read, they were saying that the old fashioned technically wasn't created in America, which is why they're saying the Sazerac is the oldest cocktail created in America. It wasn't just brought over.
So I could probably buy that, but the first mention of a cocktail and that definition was when Peychaud's was 3. Probably living in Haiti at the time.
But by that definition, right? I mean, but what is the true definition of a cocktail? I don't know if you can call it. Does it have to be by that sugar, water, bitters? You know what I mean?
By the tales of the cocktail people that yell at me every year, they say cocktail has to have a spirit, has to have bitters, and has to have sugar.
Well, many cocktails don't have bitters or sugar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's the original. That is like the basically the definition of the original old fashioned, the original. And the reason they were doing that was basically because the alcohol was so impure that you needed to put a little bit of sugar, a little bit of bitters, just to make it palatable. Most people just wanted to drink it neat. Like they didn't even put ice in it back then because ice was so hard to get around. There's no refrigeration,
and that's why the Sazerac's not served with ice.
Yeah. Although I don't do that.
Really?
I put ice in mine. I don't care what the tradition is.
I stir it with ice.
Yeah.
You don't.
My coworker.
You got to stir it with ice at least.
So that was actually how the Sazerac came to be. Was Peychaud's makes Peychaud's bitters. A couple of blocks off from now. It's now a pawn shop if you want to visit it. And he starts making Peychaud's bitters, and they start putting the bitters into the cognac, so that way it'd be tolerable. Now the Sazerac, how they got its name was a Sazerac family in France who made a cognac. So the guy distributing the Sazerac cognac opens up a coffee house which was more like a bar than like a Starbucks. And he named it the Sazerac Coffee House because New Orleanians were obsessed with this cognac. So he was like, well, I'm going to steal all their business because that's why they'll get the cognac. And so he started working with Peychaud's into making the house drink. Now, Peychaud's ran out of money for some reason. I don't remember why. And had to sell the rights to Peychaud's bitters to the Sazerac Coffee House, which would later become the Sazerac Company. And Peychaud's was so broke, they basically made him a bartender just to like not be addicted. And so, yeah.
What? Tell me, if you can put a rock of ice in an old fashioned, why is it like blasphemy to put it in a Sazerac? What's the difference? It's almost the same drink.
I think like the reason why you don't put an ice in a Sazerac is, first of all, it is tradition. But
other than tradition,
yeah, like meant to be a powerful drink that like is through and through powerful, not like an old fashioned that will get eventually watered down.
Yeah, so it gets watered down as you drink it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm at the point of my bartending career where if you want fucking cola in your Sazerac, I'll give it to you if you tip me. But
that's the what you're describing is the Wisconsin Sazerac.
Yeah. Oh my God, Wisconsin people! I want to fight. I'm sorry for anyone in the chat, but every time I mention an old fashioned, they always fight me on it.
So since we all got a drink, gentlemen, let's toast.
Let's do it. Cheers.
Let's toast. Cheers. I finished mine.
Cheers, gentlemen. Cheers to everybody in the chat.
And happy birthday to Vino and Gnome here.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, the Sazerac is just so freaking perfect, man. I mean, just so you guys know, you could watch my new video with Gnome, or I could tell you, it's a 1 ounce of rye, 1 ounce of cognac, 3 dashes of Peychaud's, a bar spoon of simple. Stir that bitch up, put it into your rocks, no ice, lemon peel, discard, and you got yourself a perfect Sazerac. Now, as you guys might know,
And throw away the lemon peel. God forbid that lemon peel is in the glass.
What's that?
And you must throw away the lemon peel.
You gotta throw it away, man. That's it.
Oh,
That's it.
Sazerac House makes me put it over the S. That is
over
Instagram. Yeah. Every time. They're like, it has to be over the S for Sazerac.
No, it's such a dope. It's such a dope cocktail, dude. Girl.
Oh, it's my favorite cocktail. In fact, I know when I'm drunk. I have a chain. I can chain them. So when I get drunk, that's the drink I make when I'm almost blackout drunk is Sazeracs. And so you take the 2 mixing glasses, I mix the drink, pour it in the one with the absinthe, take that mixing glass, put it in the freezer, drink it. That's because the mixing glass.
So you make yours with a split base of rye and cognac. I've actually I've actually never made that because I've never actually seen that, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's super dope. You know what I've learned recently is in Australia, they call it a New York Sazerac.
Oh, when you split the base?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if it's when you split the base or when you use what is it? There's a version of that. It's either the split base or the rye version that they call a New York Sazerac. And that's a bit, but it's super popular. Like it's one of the most popular cocktails in Australia.
Really?
So I don't know if we have any Australia. I don't know if anybody here from Australia.
Where's Andrew?
Yeah.
Where's our local Australian?
Yeah, Stefan probably knows. Stefan knows mad shit, man.
He does.
Yeah.
He just knows mad shit.
One thing though, I will tell you, if you ever come to New Orleans, never buy a Sazerac from the Roosevelt bar, which is the Sazerac bar. They're now up to $25 a drink.
Wow.
Roosevelt has left the chat.
Wait, is that high or low? I can't remember. I don't know if that's high or low because in New York that's probably average.
That is
so $25 for a Sazerac.
If you buy a bottle of Sazerac rye, you can come to my house and I will make it for you.
Well, no. If we come to New Orleans, we are coming to your house. I mean,
yeah,
that's crazy because that's US dollars. For me, that's like $75.
$25 for Tom Collins. That's
Tom
New York
Collins.
price.
That's a lot of money
Right
for
on.
Tom Collins.
Want a Sazerac? Tom Collins. Come right now.
You know, Iceman is in Philly, which is right next to New York City, and is also a pricey city. Matt, how much are cocktails in Philly at a nice bar restaurant? Are they high
At
too?
your house. I got the guest bed right here for you. That's
What's that? No.
What's the average cocktail price basic in NOLA right now?
It's about 12 to 14.
How about in Canada?
Oh, we got. Sorry, our
Here's
our
our
resident Australian
our
just showed up.
Australian.
You're
Andrew,
just asking.
Andrew, which version of the Sazerac do they call the New York Sazerac in Australia? Which word is it? The rye version? I think it's the rye version.
That's really pricing. So, interestingly enough, in Ottawa, anyways, we don't have too many nice cocktail bars, but in the cocktail bars we have, that's about $14-15 a drink, but that's Canadian. So you guys, that's like 25 cents.
That's pretty much free.
Yeah,
that's like a Dunkin' Donuts.
Here's a nickel, buddy.
No, you drink it. They
Don't
pay
spend it all in
you.
one place, pal.
Yeah, no. In fact, I go to these chat rooms.
That story. Andrew telling you that's complete horse shit.
Is it really?
So there's
But
no
it was
such
on the
thing as
internet. What do you
Nothing
mean?
on the internet is wrong, Vino.
You expect me to
Especially-
trust you over the internet, Andrew? Come on.
Especially about birds being fake, right?
But
Andrew,
it was
we
actually
need-
like
we need the
I
full
think
scoop here.
It was like it was an Imbibe or someone. It was like a legit,
Yeah, Imbibe.
cocktail. It was
They are
Imbibe or
legit.
Punch. It was one of those like legit cocktail outlets.
Always tip your bartender.
Always tip your bartender. Yeah, that's
Hey, no, before you go on,
Actually,
how's that
no,
rum
on
cream?
that note, though, if I ask for a Sazerac and I get a Tom Collins, I'm not tipping my bartender.
Oh,
That
that's right. So
is
Andrew says a good bar will give you a choice of making a Sazerac with rye, cognac, or split. Nobody calls it New York Sazerac. I have never seen anyone call that. So I don't know if he's
There we go.
implying that I'm lying or if he's just never
Google
seen
it.
it.
Right here. I wanna
You're a
New
liar, Vino.
York.
I'm not lying. I swear.
Straight up liar.
Rob, Google it and put up on the screen.
I will
New
do
York
that.
Sazerac.
This looks like just a regular Sazerac.
I know he's not calling me a liar, but I think that he's probably heard the
Okay, so I just Googled it, and here I'll share my screen. Let's turn off this guy.
But what he's saying is he's never heard anyone there say it.
Well, the very first, I Googled it, and the very first article that comes up is from the Australian bartender, how to make the
Oh.
New York style Sazerac.
It just looks like a regular Sazerac.
It is a regular Sazerac, except it's called the Sazerac, mate.
Oh, they put Angostura in it.
The Sazerac, mate.
It's called
Well,
the
okay.
New York.
No, that's the same article I was looking at.
So splash of absinthe, cognac, rye, simple syrup, peychaud's, and actually, so Gnome, when you make a Sazerac, do you just do peychaud's or do you do
Just
peychaud?
peychaud's.
Okay,
Because
I've always learned it with like more peychaud, like 3 dash of the peychaud's and
3 to
1 dash
1,
of Anglo.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what the funny part is new the Sazerac company. Okay, this is not me saying this is not employee Sazerac company. This is no, I'm sorry. The Sazerac company lobbied for the city of New Orleans to make the official drink the Sazerac, and in the law they made them put you must use Peychaud's bitters.
but only peychaud's, or
yeah,
do
Peychaud's
they
bitters.
put it up to like you could use a 1 dash of Ango?
Nope.
So every bar that serves it has to have it, or it'll get in trouble.
I mean, like it's kind of like I don't think you'll get fined, but
Yeah.
So
But
Okay.
what's the point of making a Sazerac without peychaud's? I mean, it's not like peychaud's doesn't taste like something. It tastes like the
Yeah.
fucking cocktail. It's
it's
prominent.
Andrew.
well,
I think
also
you
who
should-
owns Peychaud's?
I think you should investigate. I think Andrew should investigate who this Australian bartender is and why he's making up drinks.
I'm just gonna start
Andrew, I
calling
want you to
things.
do a conclusive study
Yeah.
on this New York Sazerac.
I mean, this just looks like a Tom Collins to me. I don't
want like
understand.
a 22 minutes kind of style documentary episode, like
I
uncover
want
the
something
truth
like
behind
a Vice documentary about the New
what
York
is the
Sazerac.
truth behind the Australian New York Sazerac.
They talk
And
to a
the truth
bartender.
will
He's
shock
just a
you.
silhouette. He's like, he talks like this with his muscle over his voice.
The
like
blacked
a-
out face.
We
This
made
is what I
that
call
up.
It's like the Dateline entry. It's a sleepy town.
I was just trying to make tips. And I made up a drink on the spot.
We thought we could make
Oh,
$2 extra by calling him in New York.
Knifey Spoony the dork. Knifey Spoony, I think, is how you make kids. I agree.
I've heard of that. I see you've played Knifey Spoony before.
That's
So okay, I actually totally off topic, but knifey spoony related. That episode of The Simpsons, as an Australian, did you find it hilarious or mildly offensive? Because I love that
Australians
episode.
get easily offended, man.
Probably not. I don't think so. I don't think Andrew gets and
They're
But-
pretty fucking balls to the
but
wall.
it, like not offended, but like did you shake your head? Did you go like, oh my god?
Hey,
'cause-
look who's in the house.
Because as a Canadian,
that's not
the South Park
Knifey
movie
Spoony.
from like 15 years ago that totally like just made fun of Canadians. I thought it was hilarious. With the, like,
Canada is the butt of every joke.
but like,
We
but like
want
South
more
Park,
money.
the way that the heads move, like, hey buddy, how's it going, buddy?
I'm not your buddy, friend.
I'm not your friend, guy. I'm not your guy, buddy.
Oh man. Ugh.
Okay,
So it says
Drink
Punch
ran
Drink ran the article recently, blah, blah, blah. But the Australian bartender articles have been there since 2017. Okay.
I've been lying for a long time.
They're lying.
Oh, we got Dave is here. So our partner in crime, Booze on the Rocks, Dave from Booze on the Rocks, is not joining us tonight because he's been moving around. I got to give it to Dave, the fact that he was able to like reassemble his bar, and it does. I looked at two of his videos side by side. It looks identical. You
I've
would
always been
never be able
jealous
to
of
tell
swords.
that he is not in the same location.
Dave, I always wanted to ask this question. Do you and your wife take the swords down and like fight each other sometimes?
Probably.
We're still waiting for it to use it as a garnish.
Yeah. Okay, Dave, one day you got to make do an old fashioned or a Sazerac and then make it like get like a giant vessel, Actually, I guess it's got to be an old fashioned because anyways, and then you got to take your sword for the garnish and like skewer. I don't know where you're going to find a giant cherry. Maybe a watermelon. I don't know.
Yeah, cut the watermelon in half.
And then just skewer a giant, make a giant drink and use the sword as a cocktail pick.
So
I mean,
who's making
even
it?
champagne
Who's next?
episode.
Who's next?
All right, who's
I guess I'm next.
Yeah, I guess you're doing your other one, eh?
I've just been pouring Pims into this cup.
I saw you pour some more Pims earlier.
So I made a Tom Collins.
By
Alright,
the
let
way,
me grab
everything
the
we're
other
making
ingredients.
tonight is a Tom Collins. So far, we've made 3 versions of the Tom Collins.
The official cocktail of Mardi Gras is now
The Tom Collins.
the Sazerac Company. Eat that.
All right. So we are now making our 4th Tom Collins tonight.
You know the funny thing is though, there is the Tom Collins, the John Collins. There's a few different Collins.
Oh, okay. I just got okay. Everyone misses the point of the boot in the Simpsons episode. It wasn't really about Australia. It wasn't referencing an American. It wasn't referencing an American and Canada. It was or wasn't referencing an American.
was not.
So what's the point of the boot then?
Oh wait, he's saying it wasn't referencing an American. I don't know. Maybe he's talking in Australian.
That episode's fantastic though. My favorite was when he goes is when he gets the Australian guy gets the phone bill and he's like $900 reduce. As a kid watching that, I legitimately thought their currency was called dollar reduce. It was okay. So you did say it was referencing.
It was referencing. Okay.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Wait. So what are you making again? What?
So I'm making the Ohen cocktail.
Oh, the Ohen.
So I of course forgot my stirring glass. So it's going to be now a build instead of a stir.
You can stir it inside the shaker.
You stir it with your finger.
Oh, the shaker has a bunch of cucumber and.
Okay.
But it's fine.
Hey, Gnome. So is that like sambuca almost?
It is really sweet and very licorice.
So like sambuca.
Yeah.
Right.
It's actually, I found out after the episode because I had a couple while I was editing, and it's 84 proof.
What? It is not like sambuca.
It's not like what is the difference between
84?
I've never had Zambuca. What's the difference between Zambuca and absinthe? Is it very similar? Because absinthe is totally like licoricey.
Well,
is Zambuca sweeter?
Zambuca is really sweet. It's syrupy.
Okay, so that's sweet.
It's super sweet. Yeah.
Absinthe is not sweet. It's just very licorice.
Yeah,
it's not sweet.
In fact, I want to show the camera like how thick Ohen comes out. Like it comes out almost like a simple syrup. Like,
so is Ohen very sweet then?
It is very sweet. It tastes like a jelly bean. Like in fact, I'm gonna make this one without the simple syrup, but I want you to put the simple syrup on there because that's how you're supposed to make it.
Yeah.
But I don't add any more sugar.
Yeah, I remember you saying in the video in Vino's video that you don't add the simple syrup, but you do add like 20 dashes of patios.
I think it's probably a lot more like sambuca than I realized because sambuca is also 80 proof.
Oh, really?
Iceman found a bottle of Zambuca in his garage.
This is the only thing. This is the only bottle of Sambuca I have. I can't stand this stuff.
I've never had Zambuca.
Yeah, it's an emergency bottle.
I'm not a big fan of licorice. I have absinthe because a lot of cocktails ask for a dash. I'm not opposed to a dash, or like a Sazerac with an absinthe rinse. It adds a little.
Yeah, I have it in my atomizer, whatever. This is cold over here.
Oh, but I love licorice.
In my journey through 100 mules. Coming up, I haven't done it yet, but coming up is the Bohemian Mule, which is an absinthe mule, 2 ounces of absinthe. That is going to hurt.
I actually that's how I kill Herb Saint is I make it into mules. I love licorice.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. So Herb Saint is that actually a product or is that just like a mix of absinthe and oh no, sorry. So Herb Saint. I'm referring to Herb Store. I'm referring to Herb Store. Never mind. The Herb Store is like a tiki ingredient, but is literally just a mix of absinthe and Angostura.
So Herb Saint actually comes from so this guy from New Orleans fights in World War I, and he gets an absinthe recipe from a French guy. Absinthe is banned in the United States. So he comes back to New Orleans and starts making absinthe in his house. The FDA gets really freaking pissed off about it. So he says, you know what? What are you mad about absinthe? They say, well, wormwood. They used to believe that wormwood would make you psychedelic. It does not.
I have a funny story about that too.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And so he said, fine, whatever. I'll just take the wormwood out. And he put in a very Harry Potter sounding word called mugwort in. And those roots are very similar. But the best part of the story was this dude was so petty. He named it Herb Saint, which I believe is Austrian for holy root. And that's what they call wormwood. And in Herb Saint, if you take the R out and start jumbling some of the letters, it spells absinthe. And on the cover of Herb Saint, it's the site of an absinthe house that the government made them shut down. So it's a very pissy man.
So Arak is another a Middle Eastern drink that is very licorice as well. I'm not the biggest fan of licorice, Elias, but I will definitely try it for sure.
The anise. So what's it come from? The seed.
Anise.
Is it anise?
Yeah, anise. Well, one of them.
And fennel. All those kind of have the same thing. It's just it's a popular flavor for centuries.
It is. But to add to your story, the reason that people thought that the reason absinthe was banned and people thought it was like a psychedelic, like it made you hallucinate and stuff like that. That's actually traceable back to I read an article on this where in France, where it originates. Back in, I don't know the time frame, but when all the artists were drinking absinthe, like all the big artists at the time, the guy who cut off his ear,
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, yeah, he loved absinthe. Anyways, and it was so popular in France that the wine industry in France was getting worried that absinthe would become more popular than wine, so they started a smear campaign.
Smear campaign. Wow.
Back then there weren't any laws. There were no corporate laws that that made it illegal to like say false things about a competitor. So they were just saying whatever shit they could. It's like, oh yeah, absinthe causes hallucination. It'll make you murder your neighbors if you drink it. It's this the worst shit they could, until people were like, oh my god, this stuff is literal poison.
Yeah.
So they stopped, and then it became banned like worldwide in various countries. And
I mean, Van Gogh didn't help by cutting off his ear.
Yeah. So
yeah. Well, they blame that. I mean, he was a little fucked up anyways, but they blamed that on the absinthe. It wasn't the absinthe.
See, we told you.
There was partly too. So the phylloxera was a disease that attacked wine grapes, and that's in fact actually a fun segue of why the Sazerac is made with rye whiskey, was because cognac was so expensive and rye was fucking dirt cheap. And so back in the day, the highest percentage that you would drink was about 35%. Absinthe is around 70%, 60 to 70%, and it was dirt cheap. So people would go to drink for $2, and $2 of absinthe is a lot more than $2 of wine, and people were getting fucked up. And yeah, so the wine company started blaming absinthe for the wormwood, and the pro-drinking people were worried that there would be a temperance movement in France, and signed on to that bill and said, oh no, the only reason drinking's bad is because wormwood will make you psychedelic and kill people.
Yeah. So Sean, I want to know what this drink is.
Yeah, I do too. What's this Campari cocktail you like?
Is it the Jungle Bird?
Is it a Tom Collins?
Jungle Bird was my segue into Campari. My first Negroni, I was like, oh my god, what the hell is this? And then like I had the Jungle Bird and it was like, okay, this works. And then I tried the Negroni again and I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, my first Negroni, the first sip was like, oh wow, and then the second one was like, oh wow.
No, I soldiered. I didn't enjoy my first Negroni, but I soldiered through. I was like, you made this, you're gonna fucking drink it.
No, drink it.
I drank the whole thing, and by the end, I was like, okay, and now I love them.
I think for me, I had no idea that the Negroni I had no idea that the Negroni would be bitter. I had no idea what to expect. So when I first tried it, I was just taken aback by that.
Yeah, me too. So actually, no, I knew, because I had the same reaction to the old fashioned. I knew that by the time I tried the Negroni, I was already into cocktails, so I knew that that one would be very bitter. The old fashioned, though, is when I tried that, my cocktail experience was mainly like things like highballs and the Tom Collins. But so I was expecting a lot more like sweetness in it, and then when I tried it, I was like, oh my god, this is just basically whiskey. Like, but I wasn't like, I think my mind was not primed to just, this is going to be basically straight whiskey with a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of bitters. But so I wasn't primed for that. Not that I didn't want that, but I wasn't primed for it. I was like, you're making a cocktail, it's going to be sweet. I think I had the Mai Tai, so it's like, yeah, it's strong, but it's sweet, So when I had the old fashioned, I was like, oh god, what is this? But then as I then the next time I made it, I kind of primed my mind. I was like, yeah, this is a stiff drink. Get ready for it. And then I enjoyed it.
My first old fashioned was definitely one of those kind of Wisconsin style, like it was muddled fruit. It was they definitely put some club soda in it. I didn't make it. I just went to like an Applebee's or some shit, and I got an old fashioned. And I was like, oh, look at me, yo. This is during my homeboy days too. You got to remember. So I was drinking 40s and Bacardi Limon. Yeah. So I thought I'd get fancy one day, be like, yo, let me get a old fashioned. And I was like, yo, this is dope, yo. Little did I know it was nothing like that.
Did they ask you if you wanted it savory or sour?
No, they didn't. They just brought it. And it was like in a high. It was like literally like in a high.
Wisconsin.
A Wisconsin person asked me that. I was like, what are we talking about?
Well, Jeff made a video about that, right? Like you can order it sour, means they add like they add like a Sprite.
Like one is like 7-Up. I think 7-Up is.
Yeah, they had like 7-Up in it. Oh fuck!
What a way
I
to
think-
butcher a cocktail, huh?
You know what? I almost never order an old fashioned unless I know it's a high end cocktail bar.
Yeah,
But in most bars, especially in Canada, because we don't have very good cocktail bars. But because I feel like I'm gonna be a snob if I ask you what kind of ice do you have, because I ordered the last time I ordered an old fashioned in a bar. I looked at the ingredients, and the ingredients were good. It was like Buffalo Trace. Okay, that's a good whiskey. And then they use Angostura. Okay, that's good. And a brown sugar cube. I'm like, all right, you're doing good. And then garnished with a cherry and an orange peel, and no mention of muddling. And I'm like, all right, you guys are gone. You guys got it. I'm like, yeah, I'll have an old fashioned. And then it arrives, and they have like bar ice, like chips, like ice chips. And I'm like,
yeah.
The thing was watered down in 5 minutes, you know?
So that's actually one of the guys who's been teaching me cocktails. That's why he has a theory of old fashions, is that you always should understir an old fashioned when you give it to someone at the bar, because old fashions are bell curves. They start off really strong and boozy, perfection, and then watered down crap.
Well, I mean,
but the problem is
people.
The problem with that theory, though, is that people, when on their first sip, are gonna judge it. You know, so with us, because when I used to make them for customers, it was always like they have to love it on their first sip, otherwise they're gonna complain about it.
That's why I usually ask, "How sweet do you?" I'm like, "How sweet do you like it?" And then I'm like, "Okay." But also that gives you time, because when they sip it on that first sip, that's really strong. They want to keep it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like it that way.
Yeah, but I know you've worked in much busier bars than I have. So
I worked in catering, so catering is nonstop.
Yeah,
Nonstop.
My bar.
So you don't really have much time to stir anyway. That's where 60-second cocktails came from. Don't forget, I was trying to do my whole thing on here.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Because I used to tell my staff, no transactions can take more than a minute. What's that?
When did you officially stop your like?
Oh man, it's been a while. I've actually been thinking about even changing the name of the channel, since I don't really do that anymore. Just like
I don't know if you should do that though. I mean, that's kind of your brand now.
I like your logo too.
Yeah, I mean, I would use the same guy, just kind of riff it or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've been thinking about it because I don't do that anymore.
And the way that everyone mispronounces your name is hilarious. 62-second cocktail, 60-second street cocktails.
I didn't know if you catched it, but I totally.
I caught it. I catch it every time you do it. Are you serious? I know it's intentional now. You probably have a hard time fucking it up. It's like, shit, I said it right. Do it again.
Like, fuck, I said it right. The general formerly known as 62-second cocktail.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Just like a logo, like a symbol, like print.
Yeah, he has no name.
He's just be Tom Collins. That's the channel.
the
Think how much web searches you'll get.
I like that.
Oh shit!
A channel formerly known as. All right, Vino. I think, or am I making the next one? I think I'm making the next one.
I think you're second. Yeah,
that's right. I'm not even done my friggin'. That was a potent drink.
You had 2 cocktails. That's 2 cocktails.
That is 2 cocktails.
4 ounces of friggin' rum. Okay, the next one I am making. Let me just go get the screen there.
Yeah, see, Sean, I can see why that'd be delicious.
The brandy crusta.
Rob, you see this? Sean's cocktail. It was called the holiday cocktail. That's a
holiday cocktail. 2 ounces vanilla rum.
That's super easy
1 ounce
to drink.
Sweet vermouth. Half ounce orange liqueur. Half ounce Campari.
Yeah,
that'd be good. I never heard that.
That's a home run.
The amount of time I spent researching Christmas cocktails and I didn't come across that, I'm a little annoyed.
I'm sending that to you, Rob, so that way I can have it.
I don't have vanilla rum, unfortunately.
I just got our vanilla rum from Shipwreck.
Oh, did you?
Pretty good. It's very sweet though. Like so. Let me ask, Sean. Your vanilla rum, is it very? Is it just like, because like vanilla vodka is not well.
Vanilla rum, son of a bitch.
Is that Shipwreck?
Yeah, Shipwreck's vanilla rum.
You got. So theirs is quite sweet. Like when vanilla vodka is. Well, the way I make it, when I make vanilla vodka, I just infuse vanilla beans. I don't add any kind of sugar. So it's just vanilla flavored vodka. But the Shipwreck, you use the Shipwreck. So the Shipwreck is sweetened. So I'm just wondering, like, vanilla rums, is it just vanilla flavored or vanilla plus sugar? Because it's definitely sweetened because it's only like 36% alcohol.
Yeah.
And I taste it. It's definitely sweetened. It's not bad. It's not
Hey,
bad. by
Sean,
any stretch. I like
what
it.
did you use for your orange liqueur, Sean? Did you use triple sec or Cointreau? What did you use?
Yeah, that's a.
I
good
feel like I
question,
would use
too.
Cointreau just to give it some tartness.
Yeah. Some people say that friggin' it annoys me when people say that Cointreau is sweeter than dry Curacao. I find dry Curacao so much sweeter.
That's a weird. No, I don't believe that. I don't agree with that at all.
You think Cointreau is sweeter than dry,
No,
dry
I think
Curacao?
dry Curacao is sweeter.
Yes, I agree with you. But a lot of people think that
I think Cointreau is so freaking tart. That's what I love
it's
about
very
it.
tart.
I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah, that's interesting.
So I'm making your closer to death cocktail now. Awesome.
I think he made mine, by the way. Before.
What's the closer to death?
He wrote
What's
it
that
after I
one?
mentioned it.
That's where I painted my face. It's Southern Comfort Black.
Yeah, so okay.
Was
We're talking
Malort
about
in
that,
it?
Is that a triple sec? The
All right.
Pinchos Bitters.
So this
can I
one's for
pronounce
Tim.
it? The couple.
Yeah, that's like triple sec. So that should be pretty sweet.
I think it's just
So-
a triple sec. Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be okay using Cointreau. It'll be less sweet. But all right. So we're dedicating to Tim, but we're not using prune juice. I actually, speaking of that, I asked Chat GPT.
Okay.
We're gonna have to do this. Vino, I remember I sent this to you a while ago. I asked Chat GPT to dedicate a cocktail to Tim Kirkland and use prune juice.
Oh, yeah, you saw me this. Yeah.
And I forget what it was, but it actually looked pretty damn good. Anyways, this one's for Tim. We're using some ounce and a half of brandy or cognac. Obviously, I'm using Courvoisier cognac because it's the best.
Can you say it like a regular person?
Courvoisier.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna say it like a
So
person
no-
who speaks
so
French.
no.
Right?
I'm waiting for your next drink, Vino.
Yeah, your next drink. I am gonna hound you on that pronunciation.
Remember, Rob, Cajuns made it.
So we got okay. Actually, this one here I do pronounce like an American. I call it Cointreau. It's technically Cointreau.
Jesus, so fucking annoying.
But
That
I do say
MSR.
Cointreau, it's just easier.
Did you hear that MSR? How you pronounce it? Cointreau.
Oh, jeez.
Cointreau.
That's why they exiled Napoleon, by the way. So that's
Yeah. Get out of here.
All right, we're using some maraschino. That I pronounce like an Italian, right? Maraschino.
you'll get flack on Instagram or YouTube if you don't say that shit. Because some people say maraschino, some people say maraschino.
Well, when I reference the here's the thing. Here's where I'm like weird that way. If it's an official Luxardo product, I'll call it maraschino because it's Italian. If it's the neon red cherries, it's maraschino.
Yeah, I say both ways because I get in my own head. Because like I've always said maraschino, and then I'll hear maraschino from like one of the other channels. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing called?
No, like I said, if it's a Luxardo product, I'll say maraschino. But if it's like the red cherries from the local grocery store, it's maraschino.
It's okay, I spin. You can probably just do honey syrup if you don't have that liqueur.
For which one? What does he have?
What's he making?
He forgot closer to death. It uses honey liqueur cognac.
What honey liqueur did you
Wait,
use?
a honey liqueur? Can you use Drambuie?
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Yeah.
Drambuie or
Right, just use that.
if you have Irish Mist.
Irish Mist? Yeah, try one of those, Matt.
You can probably just do honey syrup if you don't have any of that.
No.
Matt's gonna want it boozy, dude.
He likes it boozy.
Matt's a
All right.
drinker. Him and the sparkle there.
Yeah, my parents bought that bottle, and I've always like, I should do something with it.
All right, so the brandy crusta, basically like kind of a riff off of a sidecar. So we've got brandy, we've got orange liqueur, we got maraschino liqueur, lemon juice, and a couple dashes of Ango. I'm gonna give it a quick shake.
Yes.
Oh, I got a burn on my hand, and I just smacked.
Oh shit! Oh man, I
All
felt that
day
over
I've been
here.
doing the other side. Oh.
I felt it over here.
Sorry, my cat was beating the door down for the past hour.
I thought it was a human you were talking to.
No, my cat, she's very needy. She was very sickly, and now she can't she has to be in the same room as me, or she freaks out.
Oh, poor kitty. Is she in the room?
Yeah. She's gonna get mad.
Where is she? Where is she?
Ah, here she is.
Oh, look at you. Hello, chunky kitty.
Yeah.
You're chunky.
This isn't even my fat cat.
And that's not even the fat one?
Fattest cat.
I have 3 cats, and it's funny because my oldest one, he's 14, and he's like an Olympian. He is so lean. Usually cats get fat when they get old. I got my 6-year-old cat is super fat, but then my 13-year-old is lean as fuck, and he's like, we keep thinking like, oh my god, he's not
Is
healthy.
He sick or something? Yeah.
We brought him to the vet like twice in the last couple of years, and
he's fine.
The vet's always like, yeah, he's in great shape. The guy's gonna live to be 25.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I put my dog down last week, man.
Yeah,
she was the
that
bummer in the fucking half, man. Totally, I cried my eyes out, man. It was sucked.
That's
all right. So we are given this. So the brandy crust has a very strange kind of, garnish thing that we're doing. So first, we're rimming the glass with some sugar.
Hold on, Rob. Hold on. Before we go, hey, Gnome, look at Iceman's comment. Was your cat talking about Vietnam?
Yeah. She's very dramatic.
It wasn't your cat though, right? It was your wife.
No,
right?
it was my wife. So I tried to squeeze the oranges for the video, and it shot into both of my eyes. And so like to shoot that second video, like I had to wash up my eyes. And so I sat down, and she's like, "Are you really gonna make the drink that hurts you so bad?" And I was like, "Why are you talking about Vietnam?"
Hey Sean, thanks for that, brother. I appreciate it, man.
All right, so we got the drink here, pour it into the glass with the sugar rim, and then we have a freakishly long orange peel.
Gosh.
It's so weird. The crown is such a weird garnish.
Yeah, I think my glass is too big though. I don't know if it's gonna fit, but we will try it out. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Did you get it?
Crown on there.
Yeah,
there we go. Look at that.
Hey.
That's actually hard to do, man.
Dude, kudos. I couldn't do that with the cucumber I was trying to do earlier, and I just forgot it.
Nice.
Here's the brandy crusta. I'm gonna try.
Ooh.
You're supposed to like drop it in, but whatever. I'm just gonna drink through it.
Just gonna power through.
That's good. It's very similar to the sidecar. Obviously, the maraschino is adding a little bit to it, but it's essentially a sidecar with a little extra. Very nice. Love it.
Thanks, Elias. Appreciate that too, brother. I really do.
Yeah,
it's always hard. I mean, losing a pet in the family when you're, they're family members. Not easy.
But you lost right before Odin. You had
yeah. I mean, when I started the YouTube channel, we had just gotten Odin, and we were not actually planning on getting another dog for a while because we had just lost our dog Loki. So we have kind of a theme. Yeah, we have a Norse god theme with our dogs. So Odin is a Newfoundland. We had Loki before, who was a Bernese mountain dog. So we like the big fluffy dogs, and he was only 6 years old. So I mean, that breed age is typically like 8 to 10 max. So they don't live long, but we were hoping for at least 8, and he got freaking cancer at 6. Shit. And like within like 1 month he was fine, and then the next month he was just like collapsing. It was just such a quick descent. And luckily we have a really good vet who, some vets are kind of in it for the money. I remember my business partner had a vet who told him his dog would have needed like a 10 grand surgery, and his vet was like, "Well, do you love your dog?" It's like, "Well, fuck you, buddy." So my vet basically told us he's like, "Yeah, I would love to tell you that we could do the surgery and your dog will be fine, but he says most likely it'll buy you a couple months."
That's what my vet said. He's like,
is it worth it?
She said, "I can't recommend you taking him home."
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
so
I had that too.
It was rough. And then now, oh my God, when Odin goes, holy fuck.
Because your boys grew up with him, right?
They grew up with him. They're still kind of afraid of him though. It's kind of funny. He's so big, they love him, but like when he walks in the room, they're like, "Ah," because he's so huge.
I had that instance. So my fatter cat, he ate a ribbon and he was throwing up blood, and we took him to emergency and to get him x-rayed. And the first vet we talked to was like, well, the x-ray doesn't seem like it's hurting him, that he threw it all up, but we should do exploratory surgery because, I just dealt with a cat this morning that had that. So I was like, fuck. Okay, so I brought him in for the surgery, and that vet wasn't there. So this old man vet was there, and the old man comes in and he goes, do you really want to pay for surgery? And I was like, no. And he's like, can I stick your cat in a box and see if it shits and eats?
What?
I was like, sure. Like, let's do that. So he called me 5 hours later. He's like, your cat is pooping and eating. He's fine. And I said, how much do I owe you so I can make sure I have the money, right? And he goes, what do you owe me? I just put your cat in a box and he did cat things. And I was like, you're my vet forever.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. It's good. It's good when you get it. I mean, obviously they're running a business, but at the same time, it's like you want a vet who cares about animals, and it's like at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you could do an expensive surgery, but if it's gonna, it's like, you have to think, are you doing it for you or are you doing it for them? If it's gonna buy them 2 months, but it's 2 months of misery, what the fuck is the point? We had a date planned for Loki. We had a date planned for him, to euthanize him, and we called to expedite. We're like, we do it today because we just went. He couldn't even make it. He sleeps in our bedrooms. He couldn't even make it up the stairs to our bedroom. So he slept in the front all by himself for the last couple days, all by himself in the front hall. And so we called the vet. We're like, can we come today? We're ready because he can't do another night. He's so miserable. He's in pain. And they said, yeah, bring him over now. And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Once the animal's hips go too, and they can't walk, it's just.
Yeah. All right, boys.
It was rough.
Let's go ahead and change the mood around.
Let's change the mood around. Yeah. Booze.
Let's drink.
Rob, I sent you some pictures of my fat cat.
I'm about to tear up here.
Well, I'm making the
okay. We need to break this shit down. Oh, I didn't.
Hold on. Avocado.
Sorry, I didn't switch that. There we go. Okay, vieux carré. Let's try it.
Wait, do it again.
Vieux carré.
Vieux carré.
Let's say vieux.
Okay, vieux.
That's good. There you go.
Okay. My next class is a class of vieux.
Vieux carré.
I want those tasting notes, Iceman. Oh.
All right, so anyway, I'm making the Vuk carry.
No. There we go. I put it on the screen.
All right, where?
Oh, give me a second. Why isn't it showing up?
You did the vernacular?
There we go. There it is. There we go.
Vieux carré.
Vieux carré.
Yes. You said it right.
Nice. Well, I made one of those. Cheers, fellas. So that's you guys you see what it is there. It's a delicious Manhattan. I call it a New Orleans Manhattan.
It's really good. I love that drink. It's really good.
So funny story, as I did a tour.
It's absolutely fantastic.
I did a tour, and in my tour, they always ask me, what's your favorite cocktail? And before I could answer, this dude turned around and yelled for 10 minutes how the Vieux Carré was the best cocktail in the world and how everyone should just order those at bar. And his face was getting so red. And his girlfriend comes over to me and goes, yeah, he does this a lot. And I was like, this is normal.
Hey, this is a thing? This is a thing?
He just yells at random people about Vieux Carrés.
It's probably the guy that went, every cocktail's a Tom Collins.
Like, this is someone make me a damn beer coffee, and then the other guy's like, here's your Tom Collins.
Here's your Tom. Oh, I did want to tell the story about a niece though. On that tour, there was this old man, and he grabbed a bottle of Peychaud's bitters, and he goes, "I know what's in here," and he goes, "Anus. I know what anus tastes like." And I was like trying not to laugh. Hilarious. And I said, "Sir, I think you're saying it wrong." He goes, "No, I know all about anus."
I've tasted anus. I know the taste.
I was like, "Sir, it's a niece." He was just like, "Oh."
What you
and
mean?
And he didn't talk the rest of the tour.
I can just imagine some guy going like, eating like those black jelly beans going, well, this tastes like anus.
I've never had an old man scream at me and saying, "I know what anus tastes like." I was like,
But then you got the one guy in
the
the back going, "It tastes like anus. I have one."
I was like, I guess that's how I'm getting tipped today.
Whose turn is it now? That was it.
That was it. I'm gonna just drink a bunch of OHA. Oh, we gotta do our birthday shots.
What did we decide on?
Something bitter. So I'm doing
Bitter.
Undenberg.
All right, Rob, what are you gonna do?
We're doing something bitter, eh? What do we got? I can do Sue's. Shot of Sue's.
Oh, Susie do.
Right, so I'll do Chinar.
Chinna.
Janah.
You guys know I love my Chinar.
All right. Yeah, I actually.
Oh, that's right, Sean. You're right. I made that rum with a vieux.
What's that?
Remember that cocktail I made? Rum with a vieux.
A rum with a vieux.
We're all just drinking Tom Collins. That's...
Yeah. For our next drink, we'll be making the Tom Collins.
And Gnome, happy birthday, my fellow Valentine.
Happy birthday, my buddy.
And to Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday, beads and cities out. Let's go. Cheers.
Cheers. Grab your most bitter thing.
God, I love that stuff.
Fuck, Susan's good though, eh? I know I'm still going.
I've never had it neat.
Susan's really good.
Never had Chinar neat?
No, Suze.
Oh, Suze.
Oh, Chinar's I drink with soda all the time. But...
Well, I mean, I always try. Back. It's not that, like, here's the thing, is like Campari is and like Malort for that matter is like bitter throughout, right? Whereas Suze is like, oh, it's bitter, oh, but then that sweetness kind of like brings you through.
Yeah, and it's just it's so vegetal at the lingering, like the what's it called?
Iceman, it's not my birthday, it's their birthday.
I know he's joking. You feel left out.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's you got like 6 months for mine. When we do a live stream in July, then you can toast.
I do want to try before we go, I want to try the holiday the Sean cocktail. Since I have this vanilla rum and I have no idea what to do with it.
Okay, I'll make it with you.
All right, let's go for it. Hey, Sean, can you put the specs back up?
Yeah, let's get the specs.
I sent you a Discord, Rob, if you want to check it out.
For what?
For that, I also sent you a lot of pictures of my fat cat. But I sent you a Discord, the recipe that Sean put on.
Oh, 2 ounces vanilla rum, 1 ounce sweet vermouth, 1/2 ounce orange liqueur, 1/2 ounce Campari. I'm gonna have to go get a few things. I'll be
Rob, I can't remember what the hell you just said.
Well, let me find.
I'll send it to you, Rob. I got you, bro.
No, but okay. Here,
I got you, Vino.
No, I'll put it in the.
He's gonna put it on the screen.
Damn. I'll put it on the screen. Well, you have it also, Vino.
Was it a stirred cocktail? I can't tell. There was no juice in that, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No juice. No.
2 ounces vanilla rum, 1 ounce sweet vermouth.
I think I can actually do that too. Oh, I don't have sweet vermouth because
shit.
Because at the bar I made Negronis for the bartender.
Do you have port wine or do you have a port?
You got something. There you go.
Use a port. It's only an ounce.
We all gotta make the same thing. Okay, well, how are we serving it? Is it up? Is it on the rocks?
Sean, is it up on the rocks, Sean?
Sean. He's stirred it. So Sean stirred it. How'd you serve it?
Give us more.
I have to get my vanilla rum and my sweet vermouth and I have my orange liqueur here. He said he used Cointreau, right? Or
he used triple sec. I'm using Cointreau.
I'm gonna use Cointreau, yeah.
Yeah.
Sean.
Come on, Sean. Jeez.
Up. Okay.
Up.
I'm gonna let you guys get the ingredients and then I'll go get my ingredients.
I've got a coupe here. I'm just gonna go get the ingredients. All right, I will shut up.
We're dedicating this one to Sean.
Yeah, and in fact, Vino, I wanted to swap terrible bartender stories. In fact, I wanted to tell you this story, Vito, because I thought you would find it hilarious. So I was making a bunch of drinks, right? And this guy comes in with his girlfriend, and he says, what does a painkiller taste like? And I said, well, do you like cream? And he goes, what did you say to me? And I said, do you like cream? And he goes, what the? And he started cursing at me. He goes, dude, you don't ask another man if he likes cream. And I I was like, it's got coconut cream. And his girlfriend ordered the drinks.
Wow.
So he finished the drinks and he came to the bar, and I went up to him again. I said, hey, man, can I help you? And he said, oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. And so then the other bartender came up to him and was like, hey, man, how's it going? And he said, can we tip the bartenders individually, or do you all split it? Because I'd rather tip individually.
What? Did he not want to tip you?
He didn't want to tip me because he thought I was gay and I was hitting on him.
That's how fucking crazy is that, bro?
How fucking crazy that is, yeah. All because I asked, it has coconut cream in it. It says on our menu, and I asked him if he likes cream.
See, you deal with a lot of like tourists and stuff, so that's a
Yeah.
whole different fucking ball game, man.
Yeah, like for instance, it was a bachelor party, and they were like, "Hey, we want a traditional daiquiri." I said, "Okay." It's a
They were
traditional
expecting
style.
Frozen, right?
Yeah, I was like, "It's a traditional style." So I make 5 daiquiris, right? Shake them up, bop, 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 making eye contact the whole time because they're the only people at the bar. I pour them out, and they go, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "It's a daiquiri."
Fucking daiquiri.
And he goes, "When are you gonna freeze it?" And I was like, "I'm not a Batman villain. Like this is the daiquiri."
I would say that's the one cocktail I've got returned more than any other cocktail.
A daiquiri.
Exactly, 100%. They're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Because everyone, the frozen daiquiri became so mainstream that that's
Became
what people
synonymous
think
with
is
the
a
daiquiri. Yeah.
I will say though, hope for humanity. I talked to a lady about daiquiris, and she told me, she said, I used to get mad when menus said frozen daiquiri, and I used to get angry. But now, and I quote, and now I know I'm the idiot that doesn't know what a daiquiri is. I was like, you get a free shot, lady. All right, I'm gonna go grab.
Well, it's the same with like not as much, but a lot of people when you say, "Oh, I'm gonna make maybe not in a bar, but at home, like I'm gonna make margaritas," they're expecting frozen margaritas.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's like,
I
no.
find it more that I find actually more that people are surprised how good a fresh margarita tastes because
Yeah.
they're used to the margarita
So good,
mix.
so good.
It's
Then
so
you make
good.
them a fresh one, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Perfect. It's perfect. Perfection. All right, I'm gonna turn on my mic and I'm gonna go grab some port
Do
wine.
it.
Go for it.
And
All right, I got my ingredients here. I'm gonna give it a good stir. My hands are all sticky now. Whoa. Jesus.
He didn't turn off his mic.
Yeah, we're hearing some crazy shit over there.
Okay.
Here we go.
I don't know what the fuck I just heard back there. That just sounds serious.
It was like Arnold should get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Have you ever watched the oh, he's gone now. I'm all alone. Hi people. Mai Tai is pineapple and orange juice. What? Old fashioned has smashed orange in with red. Oh, Stefan is just trying to like stir up trouble here.
Stefan's always stirring up trouble.
Yeah, he just said Mai Tai is pineapple and orange juice. And
Well, no,
old
he's
fashioned-
trying to say is that that's what people normally think of it.
Yeah, I know.
Mai Tai is another one that, I didn't make many tropical cocktails because, it was New York City high-end catering, so you mostly made a lot of fancier stirred shit, classic shit. But Mai Tais were definitely one of those cocktails that people thought it was just like pineapple juice with
I think,
rum.
Yeah, I mean, my first intro. I mean, I've always heard of the Mai. I think everyone knows the name Mai Tai, right? It's so synonymous with like tropical drinks.
Mhm.
But the first time I learned how to make a Mai Tai was from a YouTube video from Tom Macy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did a bunch of like videos for Howcast.
Howcast, yeah.
Yeah, and he made the classic Trader Vic. He only used one kind of rum. He used Appleton Signature, but still, it was the standard Trader Vic 4 ingredients. Rum, orgeat, lime juice and orange liqueur. So it was proper, and that's how I made it. And I was like, holy shit, this is good. And then going to a bar for the first time, and I'm looking at their Mai Tai recipe, and I'm like, why the fuck is there pineapple juice in here? Why the fuck is there orange juice in here? Like, what are you doing?
So I don't have. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. I don't have vanilla rum, but this rum is made with vanilla, and this is from.
Is that the King's Cake? Oh, whatever it is, King Cake.
If it's made with vanilla, it's vanilla rum.
Honestly, yeah, that's what I'm rolling.
What else would it be?
And because Iceman, I didn't want to upset you, I'm replacing the Campari with the.
Oh, you're riffing.
I'm riffing. I'm going off the rails.
Shit. No,
the drink doesn't even fit in my coupe.
Mine went right to the top. And this is my big coupe. This is my big coupe.
Why is there half of it left?
This is my 4-ounce coupe right here.
God damn.
Hey, Gnome, do you guys ship?
What is there?
Ship?
We don't ship the rum. We ship the syrups.
The syrups, yeah, that I know.
Because Louisiana's alcohol laws are terrible.
Yeah, it's like New York.
Sorry, Sean, you have to. What is the Don Ho Suck 'em Up Mai Tai? Is that the one that has a bunch of other shit in it?
Yeah, it has anus.
Because I know that on like, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of
such ass.
I'm a big fan of Difford's Guide. I do love the website, but I do find
my man Dice Snipe was up
Difford is a bit of a dick.
What does yours look like? Hold on, let me see what.
And he puts like with Difford's Mai Tai adds like everything. Throw some falernum in there. Throw some allspice in there. It's a tiki drink. It should have everything.
Yeah, and so it probably has anus in it.
It's got a little. It's got a dash of anus.
Dude, let me tell you this story. So my wife and I went drinking in New Orleans about a week ago, and they had a QR code menu. My phone was dead. My wife went to the bathroom, and so I said, "Hey man, what's on your cocktail menu?" And he's like, "Oh, just." So I told him about the phone dead. And I said, well, can you tell me like some of the cocktails? And he's like, I don't think you'll be able to understand them.
Oh, boy.
And I said, well, what is your favorites? And he's like, dude, they have so many complex flavors. I don't think if I explain them to you, you just wouldn't get them. And that's when my wife came in. She sat down. She goes, did you tell this guy what you do for a living? I said, no, I wanted to see how much of an asshole he was.
Sometimes you just have to
How far is this
entertain
going to
them.
go?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to entertain them.
So, okay, Sean, what are we garnishing this with?
I did a little lemon twist.
Lemon.
I had a lemon with me.
I could do an orange peel.
I'm gonna do some mint.
I could just grab my orange crown from my brandy crust.
Yeah.
Stick it in there.
And no, it doesn't
looks
matter.
really pretty.
You already riffed a bunch over there, so just do whatever fuck you want.
Yeah,
All right,
just
I'm
do
gonna-
whatever the.
All right,
Look
cheers.
at that.
I'm
Oh, God, it's really-
This was to Sean. Sean, cheers.
Hey,
brother.
here,
And
cheers,
to
Sean.
Everyone
Cheers.
on the chat, cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Oh, that's really weird.
Thanks for sticking around with us as we act like fucking idiots.
Ooh, that's interesting.
It's really weird.
Ooh. I get like the vermouth and the vanilla is like bang.
Like,
and
Very
right?
strong.
It's like very caramel though. Is what it's turning.
yeah,
into
there is a
for me.
caramel going on, eh?
Yeah.
You use the same
So-
rum as me. You use the
I think we have the
Look at
same
that,
exact
too.
cocktail, Rob. All the same.
well, except for the vermouth. But
Oh,
Yeah. The Malort is so the Malort's right now with me, but yeah,
What?
I taste the port wine a lot.
did you put
and the vanilla.
Malort in there?
Well, yeah, because I felt Iceman would not think this is a good
Oh
would
fuck!
not think this is a good
Okay.
stream.
You need to contact Malort and tell them. Just I asked them for a bottle. They said they're like we're looking into it, and then I haven't heard back. I want a fucking bottle.
Yeah. So the thing about it was
They don't
what
like
was I
your
saying?
cocktails, eh? You're too.
Yeah,
good.
well, so when I went to Mardi Gras, because these people at Pep's Pub, they freaking hate Tales of the Cocktail. So they do Mardi Gras. And the
Mardi
marketing
Gras.
reps were there. And, oh, can you block somebody on this thing?
Who are we blocking?
Look at chat. That's who we're blocking.
Who are we blocking?
And yeah,
Oh,
so
boy.
I actually got
Who's this
high rankings in the most tastes like Malort cocktail, and also two.
Dude, come on.
Best taste.
Go away.
Yeah, go away, dude. Come on. We're having a good time. You suck.
Blocked. Okay, there you go. I blocked.
Sweet.
I think I blocked. I don't know. Fuck's sakes.
I
Seriously.
know. Why?
Oh, I see. This guy made it so I didn't even notice that Carl was here. Carl, how's it going?
Hey, Carl's in the house.
Hey,
People.
Carl.
These It's not coming from my account. It's one of you guys.
So, Son,
Probably
you're
me.
asking us about tweets.
It's probably me. Malort brings the worst to people.
Fuck. Carl's like, I'll go away. Nah, Carl, you can stay. It's just that other
I
guy.
actually, I like the cocktail. I think it's interesting, man.
It is really nice.
Yeah,
Which
I
one? This
wouldn't.
one?
Yeah,
The holiday. Yeah, this is good. I can
Yeah.
see it being a like a Christmas.
yeah,
Cocktail.
totally. I don't necessarily see any tweaks. I think it's its own cocktail. It has its own thing going on. It's not
Yeah,
too
it's very
anything.
nice.
I actually.
It's on the sweeter side, but that's not
You know,
surprising.
and the makers of I'm not affiliated,
Shipwreck.
but like the makers of shit, they're awesome.
They're
I
cool
remember,
people.
Jess did like an interview with the CEO or like the head guy at Shipwreck, and what I used their I made the pineapple. No, not the pineapple. Was it? Anyways, I made a oh no, it was the Jamaican mule in my mule journey recently, and I used the Shipwreck coconut or fucking one of them. Anyways, the spice coconut. I haven't made coconut yet. It's coming. But I used their spiced rum, and he commented on my video, reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, awesome! Have you tried this one?" and stuff like that. And so they're great. They're a fairly small company, and they're really awesome.
they had like some sort of cocktail contest, and I came in second place. And I won like I can't remember, a couple $100 bucks, and they sent me a bunch of free shit, like a bunch of sample bottles and a T-shirt and stuff. And I rarely enter these contests, but I thought this was a cool one because I like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. No, they definitely. I mean, they got good products as far as like flavored rums.
I think is the best.
They're the best. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: when it comes to flavored spirits, not just rums, flavored spirits, I feel like they're technically in the realm of liqueurs. You're not. Like I'm not gonna put a vanilla rum up against Smith and Cross or Plantation, things like that. You have
to do that with rum
because it's like you're adding sugar, you're adding flavor, so you're not an authentic rum. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to like the Shipwreck coconut rum, it's 36% alcohol, I think. The flavor is a million times better than Malibu.
So
Malibu is shit compared to Shipwreck.
So the funny part about that is
Eliam's in the house. Real quick
about
Eliam.
How's it going?
Eliam, tell what is your name pronounced? Put the vernacular spelling of your name. I wonder if it's Eliam. I want to make sure we're saying it right.
So the funny part about
second of all,
hold on, Gnome.
And second,
why is there so much?
He's from Colombia, okay, and he doesn't know what Mardi Gras is. Don't they do Mardi Gras in Brazil? Isn't that
Brazil is bigger
Mardi
and
Gras
better in
fucking
Mardi
century,
Gras?
yeah.
And Brazil, Mardi Gras is better in Brazil.
Yeah, and
really?
it borders.
Yeah,
it's not like here's the fight. I went to I got some shit for my bar.
Carnival, yeah.
I got a little mask. I got some beads and shit. Like,
dude, Rob, Google Carnival Brazil, and it will blow your mind.
But it's pretty fucking wild.
But here's the thing: is I wanted to dress up the bar. I went to our local Party City to buy some shit. They have like aisles. Well, they were like
okay. I've been saying it right then. Okay,
Eliam. Okay, cool. They had aisles of well, it was after Valentine's Day, so it was like kind of
No, Eliam.
On clearance, right? But then so it was clearance shit, and then there was like the what's the next one? St. Patrick's Day. Aisles of St. Patrick's Day shit. And then like a small corner of Mardi Gras stuff. Like it's in Canada, mean, if you're religious, it's a thing, but it's not really a thing.
So wait, so how about in Montreal though? I would think Montreal does Mardi Gras.
Well, I'm not
It's
in
more of a
Montreal,
New
but
Orleans
I don't think Canada
That's really
really
surprising.
sees it as much of a thing. Like it's really like really if you're really Christian, like it's a religious thing, but
Yeah,
it's not
it's,
really a cultural thing.
It's the party before you fast because
Yeah.
Jesus was in the desert.
Yeah,
And I
so
wanted to show y'all my Muse shoe because every
what the fuck is that?
every parade has a theme, and they throw a special item. And if you get that item, you're like, oh, you're walking on sunshine. And Muse's is the shoe, and it's the only one I give a shit about. To be honest with you, it's Muse's shoes, and this is the one Muse's shoe I have. And they designed these high heel shoes. Zulu is coconuts. And I forget some of the other ones, but yeah. So could you imagine trying to catch a coconut getting thrown from a 2-story moving vehicle?
Sean, I gotta say, so I've got the coconut. So I recently ordered some more Shipwreck. I've got the coconut, the spiced rum, the vanilla, and the mango, and they're all really good. I was talking to Vino a while ago about this. I would consider them more when it comes to mixing. I would consider them more liqueurs, as opposed to like I wouldn't classify them as rums necessarily. I would classify them more as liqueurs, but they're really good. Like they're high quality. They're good stuff.
I do want to say though, Sean, please message me on Instagram because I would love to work with you on a cocktail with Malort for this, and put it in the book. If people don't know, I'm writing a cocktail book with my best buddy. We're doing the history of Malort and doing a cocktail book.
Is it the guy that's on the show a lot? I forget his name.
Doesn't Malort not like
is it the guy that's on your show?
No, not Eli. Logan.
Eli.
So actually, really funny story. He's the bar manager at our distillery, and he was scrubbing a toilet. Logan. Okay. And he was scrubbing a toilet that someone destroyed. And he said, I have a master's degree in history and I haven't written a book yet. And I said, well, I'm trying to write a book. Do you want to go write it? He said, I don't care what it is. I'll write it. And he hates bitter things. I said, great. We'll start researching Malort together. And he's like, and he screamed. He's like, F. But now him and I are writing a book together.
Have you talked to the company about that?
We're going to actually, I have the marketing director's email. So I'm going to talk to them, and we're going up to Chicago, hopefully in the summer.
Yeah, try to get like that first manuscript out the way.
If you talk to them, tell them that I'm still waiting for a bottle.
I will illegally send you Malort there.
All right, hold on. Wait, guys. It's fucking trivia time.
Trivia! Oh, we had no trivia!
It's fucking trivia time, boys and girls.
And Sean, ready? The mango is... I'm going to be doing a mango mule soon. I have the mango rum. I have the mango puree. I just need an actual fucking mango to do the garnish. But it's coming up in the next couple days, I'm hoping.
Now, I know that Stefan...
It's just a boozy drink. I'm like,
Stefan and Iceman are big trivia guys. All right, my boy Matt is a big.
All right,
trivia.
let's do some fucking trivia.
Now remember, this is Valentine's Day trivia. Okay, guys, ready? Here's the first one. In Roman mythology, Cupid is the son of whom?
Seriously, he's like Zeus or shit. Like,
I think he's the son of the fat guy that eats grapes.
The god of fat guys.
Not
Don't
familiar.
Isn't that every god? Isn't every Greek god is a fat guy who eats grapes?
Jabba the Hutt?
Tell you,
Jabba the Hutt.
Who is Jabba the Hutt? Solo.
I will tell you a great history book if you want to learn some history. It's
let me repeat the question. Ready? Let me repeat the question. Cupid. Oh wait, what did I say? Oh,
yeah.
In Roman mythology,
Dave,
Cupid is the son of whom?
Dave, I know Stefan wants one. If Malort, I spoke with someone at Malort, and they said they're going to look for some way to get me a bottle. If I can, I'm going to get a whole bunch of bottles, and yeah, I'll get one for you, for Stefan, for whoever nearby that wants one for sure.
I feel like Stefan's got some underground connection.
No, you apparently no one. I'm the only one who's contacting Malort. I got the insight at Malort.
Oh, Iceman.
Except they haven't gotten back to me.
Iceman, Venus.
Iceman got it.
Really? Cupid is the
Yeah,
son of Venus?
Venus.
I didn't know that.
Who's the
Oh,
son
here's
of
another
Venus?
Here's
But like I
another one.
said, great book. Girly Drinks is a really good history book.
Girly
it's
Drinks?
Really, yeah, it's really sassy. It's written by a female, and it's about how drinking started from women running it to men not letting women drink, and then like why cosmopolitans are considered feminine. It's really a great drink. It's super sassy. I love it.
You okay,
I
but
think female bartenders are
who is the son
incredible.
of Anus?
Yeah. I hope it's the God of War.
That's what's the guy from the video game? Kratos.
Kratos? Yeah.
Isn't he the God of War?
Yeah.
Isn't he just a guy?
You
Ready?
disappoint
Look,
me,
Who
boy.
invented the
Look at that.
first
Look at that.
Valentine's Day
Burnt my
candy
hand
box?
the other day. Ugh.
Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not
Who
pretty.
invented the first Valentine's Day candy box?
Sean, your drink was so hot it burned.
Was
ice
it,
around.
Was it the fucking what's that?
Hallmark?
I'm so bad. No, they invented the first bad movie.
My friend's girlfriend
Is
markets
that
for
WWE?
Hallmark.
Every Christmas movie,
Nope,
Christmas
not
movie
Russell
they make
Stover. Nope.
has the same like strategy. It's
A
just like
career woman meeting the guy of her dreams.
guy
The answer
turns
is-
out to be someone he's not, and then but then turns out he's cool.
Richard Cadbury,
Russell
Oh,
Stover.
Cadbury, like
as
the
in Cadbury
candy,
chocolates. I love those chocolates. They're disgusting and they're
fucking
super
eggs?
sweet.
The
I
eggs?
love those eggs, man.
The like the Easter eggs. The
Yeah, I
Cadbury
don't know
eggs
why. I just
Vino.
love
with
those.
the, with
I
the,
actually have a
with
trivia
like the
question.
yolk, which is like pure sugar.
Yeah, it's like pure sugar.
Vino, I have a trivia question. I don't know if
Go
people
for it.
get
Bob Hershey, love it.
where did the person live that made absinthe legal? Where did he live?
New Orleans.
Yeah! It was a New Orleans botanist who tricked the FDA into legalizing absinthe because he loved
Fucking
drinking
A.
absinthe.
Wait, did I give the answer? I did, right? All right, ready? Here's a good one. What do yellow roses symbolize?
Porn.
Virginity.
Not quite.
We had like opposite answers.
Elias is like 15 minutes behind.
Yeah, Elias is on the Tom Collins story.
They have the eggs.
All right, Sean got it, baby. Sean got it. Friendship.
Really?
Yep.
Am I not seeing that?
See-
okay, I missed it.
I'm just saying, I've
Gnome,
been putting
if you gave that guy
I'm still
roses instead
holding.
of saying if he likes cream, he wouldn't have gotten so upset.
I'm just saying, I've been in the friend zone many of times, and I've never gotten yellow roses, so I'm kind of upset.
The Halloween of toxic green. Oh God.
Oh, the friend zone. We should do a cocktail called the friend zone. What
Oh,
would be in that?
dude.
I'm
Let's do
gonna
it.
look that up right now. That's got to be already.
That's got to be a cocktail.
Oh, that
if
should be
it's
our next
not-
challenge.
If it's not, I'm gonna.
Oh,
ask
wait.
ChatGPT.
Ready, guys? Hold on. This is incredibly relevant to us. What really popular website debuted on Valentine's Day in 2005?
Pornhub.
Oh God, that sounds terrible. Okay, sorry, I just googled it. The friend zone is a mocktail, first of all, so no.
Oh, get out of here.
That makes sense.
It does, eh? Made with tea, pomegranate, anise, cherry, lime, yuzu, and gentian.
Yeah, it sounds pretty garbage.
That sounds.
That's garbage.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm sure ChatGPT can come with.
No, not Sean. Not should we call the authorities. Guys, ready? Guess what website debuted on fucking Valentine's Day? You guys are watching it right now, baby. Motherfucking YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Oh fuck.
I think that's what we should do next. Is the next challenge is the friend zone.
Wait, so
Here we go, guys. We're asking.
oh,
Chat.
ChatGPT is gonna make a friend
Yeah,
zone.
VG.
Come up.
Sean, this drink is fucking gonna be
Cocktail
trash.
recipe for a drink called
Wait, so Angry says YouTube was supposed to be a dating site.
The friend zone.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah.
That's
What
interesting.
what I gotta give ChatGPT some instructions.
Oh, using Malort.
Music.
No, Malort is definitely a friend zone cocktail.
That's
All right, here we
totally
go.
fine.
Here we go.
You would never give that to someone you love.
2 ounces of Malort, 1 ounce grapefruit, 1 ounce honey.
Oh man, they even
half-
threw Campari
Oh
in there.
my
Really fuck
god!
you.
Send this to me. I'm making it. I'm making it this week.
In case you
Send
weren't
this to
sure
me.
that in case you weren't sure we're friends, I'm gonna throw some Campari in there to make sure just to make sure you be like.
Fucking Malort and grapefruit and Campari.
Wait,
Oh
who
my
can make that?
gosh.
Who can make that? I can't make. I don't have grapefruit.
I don't have
juice.
Malort, so I can't make
I
it.
don't have, I don't have grapefruit juice, but send it to me. I'm making that video this week.
Rob, send that to him. Seriously,
Send it to me. I will make it this week.
Gnome, you've got to make that Gnome. Oh wait, Iceman said he can make it. Yo,
Yes,
dude, Matt, make it.
Iceman.
Matt, make it. You're all fucking.
I don't
hero.
know. Did y'all hear the story when Iceman bought Malort? He bought a new car, put Malort into his car, and it broke down.
All right.
You know what? You know
I'm
what,
gonna
man?
say-
Listen,
okay.
not all heroes wear capes.
Try without Malort.
Not all heroes wear capes.
I'm asking it to try without Malort. There we go.
No, wait, but if Matt makes that, he needs to see what it says.
Oh yeah, it's right here.
Did you send it to me, Rob? Okay, great.
I sent it to you. Yeah.
I'm making
So,
it this
an
week.
ounce and a half of gin, ounce of grapefruit juice, half an ounce of honey syrup, half an ounce of Saint Germain, a quarter ounce of Campari, and a grapefruit twist.
I still don't have grapefruit juice.
I don't have grapefruit juice. What's the name of it again? The friend zone. That's why it's adding grapefruit. It's so bitter.
It's so bitter.
It's
I
adding all
love
the bitter,
everything
it's
about
adding
this
all these
drink.
bitter things. It's weird that it's adding honey though, because that's not bitter.
Without grapefruit.
This is going in the book, and I hope Rob and Vino, you take a picture of a drink with it.
Okay, we're at
So we
an
can make
ounce
it.
and a half of vodka, ounce of apple juice.
What is
half an
this
ounce of
one?
Lemon, half ounce of honey syrup, half ounce of Aperol. We changed it from Campari. to
No, it's got to be the first version. We can't go back on the first one. The first one is epic.
Yeah, I love the first
Bitter
one.
enough.
It's everything I hate about Malort in a drink, and I love it. What's
It's
that
got
place?
it's
2
got
ounces of
Campari.
bourbon, orange juice, lemon,
Bourbon.
Fernet. We got Fernet now.
Oh my god, you were obnoxious.
The next
I'm
one's gonna have
sorry, my
anus.
I'm not talking about you guys. I'm
Not
talking
I-
about
enough
cat.
anus.
If it has anus, there's no friend zone in there, boy. You pass friend zone at that point.
I mean, you're just a tease unless you enter, right? In the anus.
Now we have an ounce and a half of absinthe.
So, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been a professional stand-up comedian for about over 10 years.
Really?
And
That's awesome.
yeah. So my opening joke, as I talk about, I was like, make sure you tip your bartenders because the bartenders love it. I go, because I read an article in Philadelphia that they said they didn't tip their bartender. And instead they wrote, no tip because you're gay. Well, I think it's only gay when you go past the tip. Because anything before that, you're just a tease. Nobody likes a tease.
Okay, so I could actually make this
Oh
last one.
man. All right,
Ounce and a
Elias.
half
Good
of-
night, Elias. Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Gnome, we had another guy, Caribbean Andy, who used to be a
Oh
comedian.
fuck, he was.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
He
to
was
him?
funny as fuck too. He
He
had this like
randomly
weird
came
kind
around
of.
and like commented on one of your videos this
He
year.
comments on my videos every so often. It's really interesting. Yeah.
It's
He
kind of
was
like,
like,
Chappie.
awkward
Chappie
funny.
does that for me.
What's that?
Chappie does that for
Chappie,
me.
yeah,
I'm
Chappie.
like,
Chappie's my man though. Chappie's a funny.
yeah, I'm like,
motherfucker,
oh,
man.
great. Chappie's still alive.
Okay,
Chappie
so
always
this-
makes the most. Chappie
this
makes very
latest
inappropriate
version-
cocktails.
latest version of
comments.
the friend zone has an ounce and a half of absinthe, an ounce of apple juice, lemon juice, honey syrup, green chartreuse.
Send that
look,
to me.
Rob,
I
the
will
first-
make it.
The first one is the
I
best.
want to make
one.
it.
It is, but I don't have Malort.
Send that to me. I want to make it too.
I send which one?
I love the absinthe one. I want to make
Oh,
it.
the absinthe one. That one as well.
It's actually really funny. Is we actually have an absinthe distillery in New Orleans, and the dude is like, he has a studio apartment, only makes a still, only distills absinthe because he wants to, and he only does it by himself, and apparently he's extremely insane.
Okay, I asked to try again. This new version has ouzo, pineapple juice, lime juice, honey syrup, Fernet, and mint for garnish.
Bro, be very weird. Ready? Say, make a Valentine's Day cocktail for a guy from New York and a guy from New Orleans. I want to see if it can even make something with that random.
I think we should also tell our worst date stories.
Okay, so what am I saying? Make a Valentine's
Day cocktail.
Valentine's Day cocktail
for a guy from the Bronx specifically.
From the Bronx.
And a guy from New Orleans. Using Malort and Chinar.
Dude, you know when I sent you that product for Happy Raptor, my boss came in and said,
"You spelled Chinar wrong, bro."
Yeah, no H. Eh?
Okay. Yeah, he was like, "Man,
there we go.
Vino's got an accent."
Wait. No, wait.
1 ounce of Malort, 1 ounce of Chinar, ½ ounce of bourbon, ½ ounce of sweet vermouth. That sounds good.
Oh, I can make
this. Sounds delicious. I love all this.
2 dashes
send this to me.
Yeah, send that to me.
I'm sending all these to you.
Wait, no. What was the story?
The bitter and herbal notes of Malort and Chinar with the sweetness of bourbon and sweet vermouth, creating a well-balanced and complex flavor profile.
It doesn't sound bad at all.
That sounds great. I would drink that
I'm telling you,
every day.
ChatGPT is fantastic. The addition of Peychaud's bitters brings a hint of spice and beautiful pink hue to the drink, making it a perfect for Valentine's Day.
Is this our drink we're going to collab together?
I think, Gnome, I think this is our second collab.
Yeah, this is our collab. We're doing it. We'll
do it on your channel this time.
Sweet. Thank you. I need the subscribers. I'm broke.
So wait, no.
I just sent it to you.
I got the subs. I need the fucking hours. But wait, no. What were you saying? I want to hear the story. What you were saying?
So, remember when I sent out the syrups to all the YouTubers?
Yeah.
The first thing my boss walks in, he goes, "Man, that Vino guy, he's got like that accent on him."
Hey, Riley.
He's like that Brooklyn man.
Riley, send us a bunch of ingredients. We're using ChatGPT to make
up that's great. I love it. It
was fucking hilarious.
That is awesome.
So fun story in our distillery. The master distiller, aka my boss, he has a doctorate in family counseling. But that was too stressful, so now he makes rum,
dude.
But really, all he does is come
original friend zone.
He made it.
Hey,
how is it? It's like 2 ounces of Malort or something, isn't it?
Is it good?
I think we should call that
2 ounces of Malort, 1 ounce of grapefruit, 1 ounce of honey, ½ ounce of lime, 1/4 ounce of Campari, and a grapefruit twist.
I do want you guys
Matt,
picture.
I mean, that could work. That sounds good.
Matt, we're gonna call that the official cocktail of the Philadelphia Eagles.
We'll call it the Iceman. The Iceman.
I mean, they're pretty bitter after that holding call.
Yeah,
right?
they got friend zoned. They got friend zoned last week.
What was it, Iceman? No, it wasn't Iceman. Joel through the mixing glass was like, "I lost subscribers on my Super Bowl." And I was like, "They're Cowboy fans. Fuck them."
Did he really? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, he lost a bunch of subscribers on it.
I don't know if you guys watched it, but it was a crazy dope game, though. It was so good.
It was a good game.
It was so
really
good.
Game.
Yeah.
Oh
no, you guys, they have the CFL up with Robin, so they're not paying attention to us.
But anyway, we're talking about bad dating stories.
Football.
Bad dating.
In any case.
Gosh.
Yeah. So I will tell you, I'll give you about a bunch. I one time asked a girl while singing "Take a Chance on Me" by ABBA.
Take a chance on me.
You what?
Yeah. I was like, if you change your mind on the Backstreet Line.
What?
I'll see you free. God. Take a chance on me. That was not the woman I married, by the way. A second bad story. I was on a date with a girl, and she said, "I don't understand why in Star Wars they don't have cell phones." And I was like, "Well, Star Wars in the galaxy far, far away, a long time ago." And she said, no, it's in the future. I said, no, it's in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And she said, well, we can agree to disagree, right? And I said, no, that's the first line of the movie.
That's not how that's
a long
that's
time ago.
That's not a situation where you agree to disagree.
I was like, it's the first line of the movie.
Oh my god.
I mean, we made out, but that's. But I was like, you are not the woman I'm going to marry, unless you do not understand that it was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Angry. Andrew, I got to know more about this.
I turned off Kabari on a date.
I will send you a link to join us so you can explain.
It's not bad. I'm really enjoying it. Sparkle hasn't tried it yet. So Vino's got he had a clubbing life. He's got some bad dates.
That's the thing. So like, it's interesting because like, you know, I've been lucky. I've been lucky with the ladies. I don't have too many bad stories. You know, one of the funniest stories though is, you know, so I look Indian. I get it. I know it. Right. So
do you look
one time I'm outside of a club with this girl, right? And I'm talking to this girl, and outside the nightclubs in New York City, there's always like Indian guys selling roses, and they want you to buy one for the girl you're talking to. So this Indian guy comes up to me. He says, he brings me the flower and he starts saying, do you speak, are you Hindi? Are you Hindi? So I just, you know, I'm thinking I'm funny. I'm like, yeah, of course. And he starts going, starts talking all this fucking Indian to me. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. He takes the fucking roses. He starts beating me with the roses. He's like 90 years old now, so I can't do nothing about it. You know, he's like, you mother, he starts beating me with the fucking roses.
Holy shit.
No.
And I'm like, I'm sorry. I was just kidding. It's like he starts laughing finally.
Oh my god.
No.
I realized then to never pretend I'm Indian ever again.
Wait, did you actually pretend, or did he just assume?
No, I didn't pretend to be Indian. I just said I was Indian. But so this is another funny Indian story. So I'm on vacation, right? And there's a guy at the gas station that we go to that's Indian, and every time he sees me, he's so happy to see another Indian, you know, or what he thinks to be another Indian. And so I go there. He always takes care of me. He gives me like don't charge me tax. He does none of this shit. And then finally he asks me where I'm from in India. I'm like, oh no, I'm Puerto Rican. And this guy went like this.
Oh,
$5.99. Like all of a sudden I started getting charged tax. He didn't ask me anything anymore about my family life. It was like, holy shit, man.
Oh my god. I ordered Campari straight because of some reason I thought I liked it. But because it was the first day, I didn't want to look stupid for saying I ordered a drink I didn't like.
So, Andrew, even if you like Campari, you don't order it straight. just
I know. What are you?
I don't think
I
love Negronis, but I would never order Campari.
Oh, so that guy. You remember when I told you the story earlier about the guy who told me I couldn't understand complex flavors, even though I'm a award-winning distiller and award-winning mixologist. But anyway, I can't understand complex flavors. The other bartender who actually did his job asked me what drink I want. I said, I love bitter drinks. And they went over, and the bartender said, what the F does he want? Falernum in ice? I said, yes, I drink Lindenberg straight. And so it basically led to the bitter romance drink, which is my favorite drink of all time with Malort. But
is that you made that with Falernum?
I didn't make it with Falernum, but what he did was he just put a bunch of Campari on ice, and I was just like, oh, well, what if I put Malort and Campari?
So, you know, one time I'm at a nightclub with my buddy, right? And we meet these two girls, and totally gorgeous girls, and so you know, we're hanging out with them, whatever like that. And I remember telling my buddy, like, yo, like, what's going on? Like you should really kind of, you know, hook up with this girl, man. She's totally digging you. And I noticed that he's acting really weird with her. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, this girl's smoking hot. And so eventually, he and I go to the restroom, like, yo, what's going on with the girl? Like, why aren't you pressing up? She's feeling you. I could tell she's feeling you.
Yeah.
He's like, she smells like onions.
What the fuck? What does that even mean?
I'm like,
Oh
what do
no!
you mean she smells like onions? She's like, yeah, I
Smell
don't know, like an onion smell going on. I'm like, bro, like just hold your fucking nose then. She's hot.
Oh,
See, I had that same situation. My
No
my
way.
Issa buddy, we would always have a code where it was like, "Hey, get the fuck! I'm talking to this girl," you know.
I just got to share this. Here it is.
The friend zone.
Oh,
The friend
zone. That actually looks like a really fucking
That is
gorgeous
like a
drink.
good ass cocktail.
That is
bro.
a gorgeous cocktail. We got some Malort. We got some Campari. I will make this as soon as I get some Malort.
I gotta
Dude,
go find
let's
some
do
Malort. I gotta go find
let's
some.
do a compare. Let's collaborate. Because I need the views.
I just need a bottle. Talk to your people at Malort. They need to send me a goddamn bottle. I need 3 now because Stefan wants one and Dave from Booze on the Rocks wants one.
If worst case scenario, I'll talk to my buddy who has an inside track and it will send it from New Orleans.
Just send me 3 bottles and I'll be happy.
You can ship from New Orleans. Or, see, we can't ship from here.
So we put it as vinegar or glass art. Because what is glass art? Booze for art. Right?
I mean, Malort cannot be classified as an alcoholic beverage. It's fucking art because no one
actually
wants to drink it. So it's art.
Real shit. Malort was one of the few liquors that was able to have wormwood in it because a judge drank it and said no human would drink this by itself. So it's okay.
It's art. It's art. You're basically sending me a Picasso.
Yes. And in fact, cattle ranchers near Chicago would wipe things with Malort because cows would want to lick it.
Even the cows are like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Iceman, Matt, let me ask you something. So he has this list of about 6 cocktails every weekend. I imagine you make one and split it, right? Because I don't think you drink 6 cocktails each every weekend. I
believe it.
You think they do? I don't know. I gotta believe.
He's from Philadelphia. They climb flagpoles and eat poop.
They do.
I've seen
they
it.
Climb oil. They climb greasy poles. You know that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Poles?
I've seen it. No, I doubled them.
Holy shit!
No, I can't wait.
Can we have a
be
toast
Matt.
for Matt? Can we have a toast for Matt?
Cheers to Matt. I saw my own
him and Sparkle are the shit.
I'm still drinking
we love having those guys in the community. Cheers to Matt and Sparkle.
I have the holiday and I've got the. I still have a bit of a hurricane.
A hurricane.
This one's a little watered down, but
I can't wait to get out to the I think that's in the Hershey, Philly area.
So really funny story. I had a coworker.
Hershey, Pennsylvania is a real place.
Really? Is that where Hershey comes from?
I think he's closer to Hershey than Philly. I'm not 100% sure.
Like Hershey chocolate? Is that where they're from?
It's literally Hershey, Pennsylvania. Hershey chocolate.
Because we're like 2 hours from here in Ottawa, Canada. There's a town called Perth.
Snickers.
What's that?
There's a town called Snickers.
No, there's a town. It's called Perth, but they had a Hershey factory. It recently closed down, and seriously, it was reorganized into a marijuana factory, which is kind of weird. But it was a Hershey factory, and it was fucking awesome. I used to go there, and you could see chocolate being made and shit.
Well, Hershey, Pennsylvania is actually all Hershey themed and shit. Oh, so he's right outside of Philly. That's what I thought. But
I got one of those, man.
So this is a recycled Sazerac bottle that to mixing dry. Yeah,
this one's not recycled. This one's pure fucking rye.
Wait, Sean, you're in Pennsylvania, Sean? Or Ohio? Where are you? Jersey, maybe?
All right. It's okay. Is Stefan still around?
I don't think so. He hasn't posted in a while.
Oh,
I got Stefan. I gotta be the guy. American rye. Canadian rye.
What are you trying to say? I don't understand.
I'm just trying. I want to know what Stefan thinks.
He's gonna pick Canadian rye. He loves Canadian rye.
MD.
I've
Maryland. He's in Maryland. So you're close to.
Do the comparison. I'm
Tim,
gonna do the comparison right here.
So it's really hilarious that like a lot of alcohol history is I've made too much of shit. Yeast fermented it, and now I make alcohol. That is pretty much all alcohol history.
Okay, so Sazerac Rye is 45%. I've got this Lot 40. Lot 40 is my favorite Canadian rye. This is the dark oak, so they double mature it. And
from an employee of Sazerac, I will tell you that the Sazerac Rye follows the bourbon code, so it's always in a new oak barrel.
New oak barrel, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I always joke that Sazerac Rye is made for bourbon people that can't handle rye.
It's probably true.
Yeah, hold on. So Sean, I just
Am I wrong?
This is so much better. I'm sorry.
But Sazerac Rye is the most award-winning rye.
Hey, Sean, I just picked up this bottle of Nocino from Washington D.C. right outside your hood. How far are you from D.C.?
Well, actually, Gnome, I will say, Lot 40. This is my favorite Canadian rye. This is the lot.
Okay.
Like, they make a standard. I mean, the standard Lot 40 has actually gotten its way to Australia. Like Steve the bartender did an episode with Lot 40.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a while ago.
It must be that whole United Kingdom shit.
But that's the standard Lot 40. It's good. I don't want to say it's bad, but my favorite is the dark oak because they double mature it in like extra charred casks. Mm-hmm. And I love that shit.
I mean, I love Sazerac Rye because I get dirt cheap.
It's good.
It's a great rye.
Well, I love anytime. I mean, you know, I've got my Jameson Black Barrel. I'm a fan of like Angel's Envy, which is finished in port rye. I love anything that is like finished in an additional cask that has like
I love
that.
Hit y'all with some truth. I'm super buzzed, so I'm ready for it. I'm a bourbon steward, licensed and acquitted about it. I've been into many bourbon fests. And bourbon is the spirit that bores the shit out of me. Does anybody else feel that way? You can.
No, you know what? Here's the thing. I love bourbon, but I do not. I'm sorry, but whenever bourbon people like, I love bourbon. Don't get me wrong. I love bourbon, but when people pit bourbon against Scotch, I'm like, fuck off.
They're not the same category. That's like pitching like
Scotch has so much more to offer. It's
like pitching
I like bourbon. I like bourbon more
than
Scotch, but it's no comparison
Scotch
in terms of the two categories. Scotch is so much more.
It's a different category.
Much more complex.
Those are different people. Those are different categories.
But not only
Scotch is more interesting. It's more interesting than bourbon.
Like you could just go between the different regions of Scotch. Like
absolutely, I agree 100%. I agree. 100%.
Isla Scotch is my favorite, but then you have Speyside. Speyside Scotch is also fantastic. Highland is probably the most boring of Scotch. People love Highland. It's probably the most popular. People love Highland Scotch. I find it's the most boring because it's the most standard Scotch.
Well, the thing with bourbon is there's so many rules that it's
they have a lot of
rules.
It
limits how
it's got to be like U.S. oil. It's got to be new oak casks. It's got to be
So spoilers. Eli and I did a video where we did Jepson, who makes Malort.
Iceman is unsubscribing from you now. I'm just saying.
I'm unsubscribing. No, Iceman. So we did Jepson
go
Rare.
Back to Stefan just commented about Lot 40. So I said my absolute favorite Canadian rye is this Lot 40 dark oak. It's like I would pay. This is about $60 here. I would pay a lot more for it. This is the Lot 40. What is it? Right, it's the peated. I was super excited because this is supposed to be like a smoky Canadian rye. I love smoky Scotch, so I was like, holy shit. This one cost me over $100. It was disappointing. It's slightly peated. It was because it was finished in peated Scotch casks. They didn't smoke the actual rye. They didn't like actually peat the actual rye. They just finished it in peated casks. It was very. I mean, it's not bad, but it's very.
It's not
disappointing.
$100 worth.
Yeah, this one.
And that's the thing.
This one was just $60. Was worth so much more.
And that's the thing. Like I said, I'm a bourbon steward. I've drank bourbon so much of my life. I've been to Bourbon Festival. And every time we go to Bourbon Festival, my wife and I, she's pretty much a bourbon steward. She always just goes, I'd rather drink Wild Turkey 101 every time. Like,
Wild Turkey 101 is fantastic. I gotta disagree with Liam here. Oh my God. I know what you mean. The apple, I always think of it as apple Jolly Rancher. Every time I try a Speyside Scotch, I get that apple Jolly Rancher, like that candy apple flavor. But holy fuck, is it good? Here's my favorite.
But that's the thing about whiskey.
I'm
great.
ruining my set because I put a bunch of beads on my set.
Oh no! But that's the great thing about whiskey. I know that we were gonna argue about this.
Yeah, no. But, oh my God, everything's falling.
But that's the great thing about whiskey. Is whiskey.
Here's what you want.
Whiskey's that one spirit where the different categories of whiskey are so different that makes it cool.
Liam, Longmorn 16. This is the best Speyside Scotch you will ever try, and it is. Look at that! Look at that box.
How are we not talking about Fireball?
Fireball!
Fireball pays my salary. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Fireball.
Stefan is all class,
Fireball,
bro.
Fireball. All you need
all class.
Take your favorite whiskey. I don't care if it's Scotch, if it's bourbon, if it's rye. Take your favorite whiskey, add a half an ounce of cinnamon syrup. You've got something that is 100 times better than Fireball.
Can I tell you my favorite story about my wife involves Fireball?
Oh boy, this is going to get you in trouble, isn't it?
So we went to a concert to see our favorite band, Flow Tribe, which you guys should definitely Google. They're the best in the world.
What the fuck is Flow Tribe?
The Flow Tribe, they're a funky New Orleans band. Amazing. I love them. I paid for their tour bus.
Oh, fucking hell. My whole set is falling.
I'll send you a link there, Rob and Vino. So we went to the Flow Tribe concert, and I grabbed a couple of waters from the bar, and I said, hey, Courtney, you should drink this water. And I didn't know she smuggled in a bottle of Fireball about this big. And she said, don't tell me what the F to do. Yeah, that big. She said, don't tell me what the F to do. And she chugged it in front of my face. And so the next day, she's like, I'm so hungover. Can you go buy me some Gatorade? I said, don't tell me what the F to do. But no, Fireball, we went to a bourbon summit. And one of the classes...
Is that made in Kentucky, or where's that made? Fireball.
It's made. I think part of it's made in Canada, and I
this
think
is
some
the Canada makes part of this. This is the only fucking bottle I own. I only bought this because
it's made by the Sazerac. It's made by the Sazerac.
Yeah, it's made by Sazerac Company.
So I only bought this because
I paid my salary every year.
2 years ago, we made that what was that? The April Fool's video, and I had to be Tyler from Never Empty Bottle, and he
doesn't make videos anymore, huh?
You don't know he changed jobs, he got a kid, and he got too busy, which we're really sad because Tyler was fantastic. Tyler, if you're listening, fucking come back, man.
He's not coming back.
I know, but he's awesome.
He was fucking awesome, but he's not coming back.
Yeah, anyways, I bought this just to make that video. As you can see, I didn't use a lot of it because it's fucking garbage. They got in trouble recently because they apparently
that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
This one says cinnamon whiskey on it.
They use a malt liquor.
Yeah, they released a new cheaper version that literally just says cinnamon and doesn't say whiskey because
mine says whiskey with cinnamon flavor.
Yeah. So the new version it has a malt liquor kind of beverage.
So
with cinnamon. So people are suing them because it's not actually whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay. So which one would you rather?
Which one's that? Is that
fucking
Oh, is that-
peanut butter whiskey?
is
I
that
hate
peanut butter?
that peanut butter whiskey.
Which would
You know
you
what?
rather?
Everybody and their grandmother.
I
Everybody-
don't
asked me-
mind Screwball. Okay,
Everybody
I
in the
don't
chat,
mind
who would you
Screwball because
rather?
Oh,
I'm
I hate
expecting
fucking
bullshit.
Screwball.
I'm
Screwball
expecting.
versus Fireball. Who'd you
I
rather?
will pick Screwball.
I will tell you why I hate Screwball.
I agree
Everybody
with
and their
Rob, by the way.
fucking grandmother, effing grandmother, tells me whenever I tell them I make cocktails, they always tell me about Screwball. Like, we talk about Screwball for fucking 20 minutes. Effing 20
How
minutes.
long can a conversation about Screwball really go?
Very long. It's horrible. I hate it.
I just made a peanut butter and jelly mule with Screwball and my homemade strawberry.
And I love
syrup.
those little sandwiches.
And
That's
it's
why I
fucking
commented that I love
awesome.
those
It's
No,
sandwiches.
you just got unsubscribed to twice today.
No. People, you know what? People didn't care.
You
about
might
the
want to
cocktail.
stop talking, Gnome.
People didn't like about that. People didn't care about the cocktail. They liked the little sandwich.
The sandwich was pretty fire.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Come
I
on,
fed it- I
Stefan.
fed
That's
it
not
to
a real
Odin.
big boy
Hey,
choice.
Stefan, what are you talking about here?
You have to pick one, Stefan.
The hide
big
function is not doing what you think it's. Oh yeah.
So if I had to make a cocktail, I'd pick
I
Screwball
reached
because
up,
it's
man.
easier.
Rob,
but
what's that stuff?
Fireball.
What's the Screwball highball kind of with the crushed ice? What's that called again? That's
The
a good one.
Screwball.
Tom
highball?
Collins.
There's a Screwball cocktail that's in a highball.
The only Screwball cocktail.
I'm a
I
little
know of
buzzed
is
right now,
the,
so I can't remember.
is
I'm
the,
like
the
super
Misfit-
buzzed after
Misfit
that
Island.
Sean drink.
Yeah, Misfit Island, maybe?
Island of Misfits.
Yeah, that's it. Island
It's
Misfit.
not. Is it a highball? It's just kind of a. It's kind of.
Let's
a
just say it
tiki
is. Let's say it is.
drink. Sure.
Um,
I'm gonna look it up. It's
Who's
Island
second?
of Misfits. Island of Misfits.
so real
It's pretty
funny
good.
story.
I've had it. It's not bad.
That
I
is
went
good.
to
I had it before. I liked it.
I went to
What's in
a
it
bourbon conference with my manager at Sazerac, who makes Fireball, and we took a class in this bourbon conference that was like funny lawsuits, and all of them were about Fireball. Sazerac Company just sues anyone with a little fire tint on it. Like,
fuck
just
off.
immediately sues them.
Their
So-
lawyers are probably well off.
Oh yeah, so the fact that
Well, fair enough.
Sazerac's being sued for Fireball just makes my day.
Yeah. No. Okay. I get this. I mean, between Screwball from Lagavulin, obviously. I mean, come on.
That's not good. Hey, you
That's
know
not
what?
a good comparison. Lagavulin beats anything ever because this is the greatest thing you could stick in your mouth.
So let me tell you ladies something, okay? We were talking about Ryan Bourbon. My boy, Matt, and Spockster, his wife, sent me this amazing bottle of bourbon,
Oh yeah.
okay, from Pennsylvania. I'll put this shit up against Kentucky bourbon any day.
Yeah, but will it go against Lagavulin?
It's 100 proof, bro. This shit's real, bro.
Lagavulin is what is the percentage on that? It's 43.
This is mighty pretty.
86
Listen, I
proof.
prefer bourbon, but
Okay,
I
I
understand.
got the Island of Misfits. I've had this cocktail. It's not bad. So it's 1.5 ounces of Screwball peanut butter whiskey, 3/4 ounce of dark rum. They specify Zaya, but you don't have to use Zaya. 1/2 ounce of orange juice, 1/2 ounce of pineapple juice, 1/2 ounce of coconut cream. So that's like your sweetened
what is this?
Coco
This is
Loco.
the Island of Misfits, right?
Island of Misfits. I've had it. It's not bad.
Yeah, I've had it before. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Don't screw with it. I mean,
So,
Screwball, you call. Here's the thing: is people compare when like the same thing with like coconut rums, right? Every time something is called a flavored whiskey or coconut rum, a flavored rum, people compare it against actual rums or actual whiskeys.
you can't do that.
You should classify it as a liqueur. Compare it to fucking Midori, which is shit.
Midori only makes drink green.
Oh God, Midori is like I finally got Midori. You know, I had to travel all the way to Quebec, another province, to finally fucking find it. I got Midori. I compared it to our local melon liqueur, our local green melon liqueur here in Ontario, and it tasted fucking the same. Like, it's no different. It's no goddamn different.
So the reason why I'm cheering you is because we make a king cake rum, which we just put pecans, cinnamon, vanilla, and orange in the big old batch of rum.
Yeah.
And people always fight me because they're like, "Oh, it's just sugar." I'm like, "No, it's not just sugar." In fact, I yelled at my coworker today because a coworker was like, "Well, rum is sugary," and he's like, "Yeah, because rum's made from sugar." And I was like, "All alcohol is made from sugar." Like,
Look at the size of this Malibu I have.
That's a big
yes,
fucking Malibu.
Look at the fucking size of this thing. Look,
that's technically not rum.
look at this shit. It's a fucking gallon of Malibu.
I have never opened this rum.
What's
I
that?
haven't opened it yet. This is El Ron Prohibito. This is the Mexican rum. I haven't
Oh.
opened it yet. I kind
Oh,
of
why
want
don't you open it up? I want to tell you a really funny New Orleans story, right?
Want me to open this up right
On
now?
prohibition. Yeah, open it up. We'll talk about it. While you
All
open it up, I want to tell you a really funny prohibition story. So during prohibition,
Yo, Matt, hold on, Matt. That is exactly what the fuck Malibu is, bro. I enjoy Malibu. I'm not even gonna pretend like I don't. But it is
Malibu makes
100%
everything
sunshine
tasty.
lotion.
You fucking rub it on your skin.
It is. It's
Oh, you gotta
completely
love that
sunshine
Malibu
lotion.
rum.
But I, you know what it is? I go to the Caribbean a lot, so
Oh,
it's very
hilarious.
so Malibu's very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, fun New Orleans story. During Prohibition, they made a law that said a jury of your peers would decide your fate, right?
Oh, angry.
And your sentencing. So in New Orleans, if you were caught drinking, what would happen is you would spend a night in jail, and then you would go to your court summons, where a jury of your peers were all New Orleanians, and you would go up to the judge. Yeah. So you go up to a judge and you'd say, "Judge, I plead guilty to drinking in public." And the judge would turn to a jury of New Orleanians
Okay.
and say, "What is his sentence?" And the jury would say unanimously, "Time served." So you would go to the bar next to the courthouse and you buy the jury of a drink and you would cheers to "Time served."
Nice.
All right, guys. So here is what is it? Fuck. El Ron Prohibito.
I don't think it's L. Fuck, what is it?
It's El Ron.
All right, well, we got cheers to "Time served."
Time
served.
served, gentlemen.
I'm gonna
Time
serve
served.
this I'll tell you guys what this tastes like, but this is a Mexican rum.
Oh,
Mexican
God.
rum is dope, bro.
I've never
I
had
had
it.
it.
I bought this in the summer. I've never opened it. It's very sweet and like caramelly.
Is it good?
It's got a bite to it. What's the freaking?
Oh, it's fighting
It's
you?
only 40, but it's got a bite to it, and it's very caramelly. No,
So I've got this pot still Mexican.
it's all right.
You know, it's cane juice. They don't call it rum. It's called charanda, and it's from Mexico. This shit is fucking crazy dope, bro. It's got like this really unique flavor profile. Uncle Pete reviewed it once, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds dope." So I picked up a bottle of it.
Try it.
Again, it's another one of those pot still rums. You know, it has some crazy notes on it. Oh, that smells so freaking good.
The only
So,
rules
all bananas,
to rum.
Rob, all bananas.
The only rules to rum is it has
this
to
one's
be
not
80
not
proof.
that.
What's
Not
that?
that funky.
Was that Nomi?
The only rules to rum is it has to be 80 proof and it has to
40.
be made 80 proof or 40%.
Yeah.
And it has to be made from by a sugarcane byproduct.
Byproduct.
And 95% of rum is made from molasses because molasses is the trash of the sugarcane process.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially what they do is sugarcane grows like bamboo in a swampy area. By the way, fun fact, New Orleans is one of the best places to eat Vietnamese food because during the Vietnam War, a lot of Vietnamese people came to New Orleans because they had that swampy climate. Yeah. Oh, God. The
So
Vietnamese
weird.
food here is so good.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's one of the best kept secrets of New Orleans. So what happens is you cut the crop, right? And you have to get rid of it quick. So what you do is you cut the crop, and then you start mashing it and cutting it. And then you burn it in 4 to 5 different burners to extract the sugar from the sugar cane. Now, the byproduct of this is molasses. And molasses is really freaking useless. It's so useless that they actually tried to use it as mortar in their houses in the Caribbean. But then they had a lot of fat rats that were Hansel and Gretel houses. And it was actually the slaves in the Caribbean that discovered rum, was because the slave owners would give molasses to the slaves because they couldn't use it. And the slaves found out that it fermented, and therefore they could make rum out of it. So that's why rum is usually a lot cheaper than the other brands, is because molasses is so...
The byproduct, yeah.
Yeah, it's so not useful that distilleries sell it for cheap. In fact, in my distillery, we go and pick it up because they sell it less than a quarter
Really?
of a pound of molasses.
Wow. Where do you get your molasses from?
Lula sugar fields. It's one of the biggest sugar fields in Louisiana, which makes Louisiana makes about 45% of the sugar from Louisiana. Now,
really? Interesting.
Yeah, now outsourced sugar is a lot better because like countries like India and China have better sugar, but the United States passed a law that the sugarcane factories must reach a certain quota to hit the U.S. Market.
I just watched a video on YouTube about how sugar is made. It is incredibly fucking processed, man. It is unbelievable. The amount of shit that goes into sugar, it's actually kind of disturbing, actually.
Yeah. Now they can reach about 95% of the sugar they can rip from the sugar cane, which means the molasses is actually becoming less and less and more important for the fermentation process.
Wow.
And they're trying to figure out how to get 100% from the sugar cane, which has a lot of rum distillers on ease, you know?
On edge.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know a couple of sugarcane mill workers, and it's crazy what they can do.
Well, you know, Jess from Savage Kitchen sent me. She's starting to make her own stuff, and she sent me a bottle of her pecan orgeat and her chai.
You got it finally. Eh?
Yeah, her chai spice syrup. Yeah, Rob, you got it, right? That's right. You and Dave got it.
Did
right?
it show up, or I thought it got destroyed?
It did, and she sent me another shipment.
Okay, she said.
Did you? Which ones did you get, Rob?
I got the same. I think I got those two. Right?
Did you try them?
I haven't tried them yet. No, I haven't.
I really want to try the pecan orgeat, like in some sort of Mai Tai.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. So, Gnome, I said try a recipe, a New Orleans style cocktail called Gnome's Tavern. And then I said 2 ounces bourbon, 1 ounce pineapple juice, half ounce of lime, half ounce of honey syrup, quarter ounce of green chartreuse, 2 dashes of pasteurized, and a pineapple wedge for garnish.
Send that to me. I will make.
And then I said, make it more terrible. And it said, I'm sorry, but as an AI language model, my purpose is to provide helpful and constructive responses. I cannot intentionally provide a recipe for a terrible cocktail as it goes against my programming.
What? Fucking AI has a moral code?
It does have a moral code. It's not supposed to
be. Did it add Malort?
I said, okay, so add some Malort because that would make it more terrible. There we go. We're gonna add some Malort. So, ounce and a half of bourbon, half ounce of pineapple juice, half an ounce of lime, half an ounce of honey syrup, quarter ounce of green chartreuse, and a quarter ounce of Malort. Just
send that to me right now. I will make that on my show. That sounds actually pretty delicious. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right, so everybody that's in the chat, including Rob and Gnome, what is the best cocktail you've had so far in 2023 that you've not had before? What is the best cocktail you've had?
I will tell you.
I want Andrew. I want Sean. I want Matt. I want all you guys. Stefan, what is the best cocktail you've had this year?
I will tell you, we went to a bar called Jewel of the South in New Orleans, and my buddy's partner has won many cocktail contests, and I had her drink. It was called something of Babylon. And my God, every drink I tasted after that tasted like crap.
Really?
It was so good. It was, and I don't want to like build it up because I will let you know Jewel of the South is overly expensive than it needs to be. But god damn, it was something of Babylon. It was the greatest drink I've probably. It's my top 3 drinks I've ever.
Holy
drank.
shit! What do you happen to have any idea what the ingredients are?
I can look it up real quick. But she won a cognac competition and got 2 weeks in France. Like, it was like, she is a beast. Like, I wish I was a quarter of how good she was.
Andrew, it's only February, but consider the company. We're a drinking crowd here, folks. Rob, what's the best cocktail you think you've made so far this year?
Fuck, I don't know. I'm trying to think back.
Well, you've only made mules.
I basically only made fucking mules. You know what? The one I made today. So I don't know if you guys checked out today's recipe.
Well, you really like my mule.
Yeah, the winter mule is fantastic. But the one I tried today, so I made the mezcal mule back in it was like day 7. It was one of my first ones. And it's basically just replacing the mezcal in a Moscow mule. So just 2 ounces of mezcal, 1/2 ounce of lime juice, and ginger beer. The one today was actually from the cocktail party app. I know, Vino, you used.
Oh, you were talking about that. That's right. Yeah.
So it was. So they called it the Moscow Mule, and actually, if you look at the website, they do say who. There is a bartender who actually like originated that recipe. He calls it just the Mezcal Mule, so I called it the Mezcal Mule 2.0 on my video. But he used some mezcal. He also muddled some cucumber into it with some agave syrup, and then added some passion fruit juice to the mix along with the lime juice. And it seems a little overkill, but it was really good. The mix, the combination just really fucking works.
I just sent y'all the recipe because it's a lot of really hard words that I cannot say.
It's interesting.
Ardbeg is fantastic.
Stefan, that recipe
Bengal spice syrup. What the fuck is Bengal spice syrup?
No, but Stefan said something that doesn't.
A Bengal is a fucking cat. So I don't know, unless you're like actually like muddling a cat.
Honestly, it's worth it. This drink is so effing good.
Hey, Stefan, was that served up?
You need to sacrifice a cat for this recipe.
Stefan, was that served up? Stefan said something that sounds. It's interesting because it doesn't sound like anything too crazy. It's just gin, lime, simple.
Well, that's
probably the simplicity of it is what makes it so good.
Yeah,
I'm still stuck on this Bengal simple syrup.
So, like, that is what the guy who's taught me how to do cocktails, Matt Ray, who is the number 1 cocktail judge in the state of Louisiana, very humble person. And he told me when I was making cocktails, he always told me, he said, what's a cocktail you love? And I was like, I love the Negroni. He's like, why do you love a Negroni? I was like, it's easy. I can make a bunch of it. The flavors are perfect. And he said, well, why don't you just keep making cocktails that are easy to make?
Yeah, I agree,
that you love. And ever since he told me that, I've always tried to keep my cocktails
simple,
easy, and simple.
The bartender I learned from used to use the whole KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Like, keep it simple, stupid. He's like, there's a reason the Sazerac is still one of the best cocktails of all time, and it was created in the 1800s. Don't get too fancy with it, bro. And also, don't make shit that's gonna be hard for people to make.
No. And that's the thing with competitions is like, if people can't visualize, like can't see what your syrup is or can't see what the flavors are, you get passed so quick.
I listen, I love and respect all of those like really crazy concoctions people come up with, but if as a drinker that wants to make something at the last minute, most of the time, I just want to make something I already have available.
Yeah.
You know.
Can I tell you how really? This is actually going to be on Carl's podcast, so I don't want to give too much away.
I cannot. Sorry, I cannot find.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Pinot de Charantes sounds like some sort of aperitif. Okay, Ardbeg is a fantastic Isle of Scotch. Okay, Bengal spice syrup. I cannot find a reference to, so I can only assume you're muddling cats.
That Sean cocktail sounds really good, Rob. Check that out.
I don't know why, but
check out Sean's recipe. Can you make that?
1 ounce spice rum, Averna, overproof rum, lime juice, and orgeat. I could make that. Actually.
I don't have any fresh
I'm gonna
limes.
send it to you, Rob.
That sounds really good.
How you making that?
You gonna make it?
I can make it. Are you serving it up?
That sounds like it. That sounds like
overproof rum on me.
Age rum, Averna, overproof. So overproof and age rum. Okay, what rums do you use?
I would go like Appleton and maybe
I could do ED12 and OFTD.
I would do that.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds really good, man. I wish I had fucking.
That sounds well. No, it's got lime juice. It's just shaken.
Shaken. Yeah. I didn't buy any
served up. Served up or served ice? Rocks glass.
Oh, he says on the rocks.
Okay. On the rocks. All right, let's do it.
But going back to what Vino said, like just making a simple cocktail that's great. When I was judging for Taco Fest, the funniest thing is our last drink we had to judge. We had to judge 10 drinks. So that's why I brought my wife so she could finish them. And the last drink, me and one of the judge and I, we had a great drink. It was like fantastic. But the other two judges had a terrible drink because there was so many steps that the bartender made our drink perfect and their drink horrible. Oh. So it's something to remember in cocktail contests is like everyone has the same consistency drink or you get judged so badly. And
I agree with you. Any time, so you know, in the catering, in events and catering world, you do a lot of custom cocktails because every event wants a cocktail that's like based on the theme of their event. But a lot of times they want to be able to make them at home as well. Like they'll like, especially for weddings, a lot of my wedding clients would be like, "Oh, can you make us a cocktail?" You know, and what I would do is I would say, "All right," like I would have a questionnaire. Basically, it's like, where'd you guys meet? Where you're from? What's your favorite? This, that, and third. And I would make the cocktail based on that.
I love that questionnaire.
So I was trying to keep it simple because at the end, while still customized, because at the end of the day, a lot of these people would make the cocktails for their anniversary. They'll reach out to me like, "Hey, we're gonna make that cocktail you made for us on our way." I keep in contact with my clients. They're like, "Hey, we're making that cocktail for our anniversary. Thank you so much. It's so delicious." Like that's, you know, if you start making some like really like weird syrup or infusion or some shit that they can't make themselves, they're never gonna make it again.
Yeah. And a lot of people aren't like super I don't want to say sophisticated.
They're not savvy.
They're not savvy on that. So it's like making a cocktail that they can enjoy and show their friends and have a fun. People want fun stories.
Yeah.
And
like I could do a lot. I could do a lot more of that shit on my show, but it's not my style. Like my show started as 60-second cocktails, like quick cocktails. You know, if you got to make a fucking infusion that takes 3 weeks, it's not 60-second cocktail.
Well, that'd be a fun, like maybe once a month thing. Is like get another YouTuber, send them the questionnaires, and answer it. Like I think that'd be a great series that people would fucking. I know I would love. I loved when we did the collab.
Ounce of ED12.
Ooh, ED12.
ED12.
You said aged, so I went aged.
Sexy. Oh, where's your camera?
Did
he take his pants off? What happened?
A little bit. Okay, half ounce of
after as much as we've been drinking them New Orleans drinks. I'm about to take my pants.
This is the first.
My booze is all above me, so you know if I'm gonna do a crotch shot, Oh shit! I ate a little too much of Verna there.
I mean, that's how you get the subscribers. With
This is the first time on Drinking Buddies where I'm like legitimately fucking buzzed right now, dude.
You
I'm
said
pretty
you weren't
gone.
gonna.
I know I'm gonna cut off at 12 because I got to travel 3 hours, 3.5 hours tomorrow.
You said you weren't.
I have to work a 14-hour shift and then
Yeah.
wake up for Carl's shift.
I'm doing family. I'm doing family trips.
I'm taking the
tomorrow.
kids to a fucking trampoline park tomorrow. So
Oh, there you go.
I
That's a
gotta
good,
be able
that's a
to
good
jump
hangout
around,
activity.
You're doing Carl's thing tomorrow.
what's Carl's thing?
Carl's podcast. I think Gnome is.
Oh, Gnomes. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
you're like, are you doing something?
Yeah, we're talking about competitions. I think we're
Alright.
talking about competitions and
Okay,
distilling.
so I did an ounce
Yeah.
of ED12, half an ounce of Averna. I'm gonna do a half an ounce of OFTD.
I can't
Yeah, me
wait
and
to
Carl.
drink
When I go on
Ohara.
Carl's, we'll talk about event catering because he did a little bit of that himself.
But I would love you to send me those questions, Vino, because I think that'd be a really fun.
3/4
episode.
ounce of lime.
What's the question?
What you would send people to get a custom cocktail? That might be a
Oh,
fun
totally.
collaboration.
No,
I think
I'm gonna. My whole pub crawl.
half an
series.
ounce of orange.
Yes, I love that series.
So I took time off of it. I had some personal stuff I had to take care of. I want to start it back up.
That was a lot of fun, Vino. You gotta keep that.
Oh
going.
yeah,
No. There's a new generation of
Fuck,
guys like
no.
you, Bonnie, like
I fucking
just-
love Bonnie's shit.
Doc from Old Fashioned Ways. I want to get some new people on there.
Did you?
I think I
did you,
talked to
Uncle Pete?
Bonnie more than any other YouTuber.
Yeah,
or-
no,
you
but I'll
Uncle-
be reaching out to you soon, brother. I'd
Did
love
you
to-
Uncle
I'd
Pete
love
on
to
that?
start- get you on it.
Did you do Uncle Pete on that?
I had Uncle Pete. Yep, that was a good one. Yep.
You
yep.
did?
Did you
that
Uncle
was a good
Pete?
one.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I
I watched that one.
Yeah.
I watched
Oh,
the one
no.
with Carl. That was really good. I love the Angry Aussie one. Was really good.
Yeah. Angry's was good because
I'm really sad that was a character though.
Right, Sean.
Rob,
how
remember we thought that
oh,
Angry
Rob
was
Frost, right,
a
okay.
professor?
was that?
Rob, remember we thought Angry was a professor at first? We thought Angry was a professor because of the way he was dressed. Because he used to wear only like a vest.
Yeah,
Now he wears like
With the,
exclusively, like Hawaiian shirts.
with the freaking lights, like the Christmas lights around the window, is how his videos.
So we
used
thought
to be.
Angry was a professor of cocktails and stuff. It was hysterical.
Professor of cocktails. All right, I'm serving. Where's my rocks glass? There we go. I got a rocks glass.
Yeah, I would love to talk about different bartending. I have so many bartending stories.
Yeah,
man.
we'll
Let me
definitely.
tell you, man.
Once I'm hoping to start doing that again in maybe March or something like that. So I'll reach out to
Sweet.
you. Rob.
I'm excited. And thank you guys so much for having me on the show.
Oh,
I had
man.
so much fun
You're
drinking.
great. You've been
and
awesome,
talking
brother. You've been
stories.
awesome.
Yeah,
and
for
you have a great knowledge base, which is awesome.
Well, you know,
All right, here we go.
I haven't showed you the award, but I am an award-winning talk show host.
What's that mean? What's that mean?
I was on a college radio station. It was us
Oh.
and the super political channel and a sports channel, and we won best talk show. And
No,
so-
nice.
Hey, Sean, what is this thing called? I have
Good
it up
night,
on the
David. Booze and the Rocks is hitting the sack.
screen. Cheers, David.
Cheers, David.
Sean, you gotta. What is this thing
Hey,
called?
David, I think we found your replacement, by the way. Just throwing it out there.
You've been replaced. Okay, Sean, I need a name for this fucker. I have.
I cannot wait to put. You guys need to make.
Are you normally available on Saturday nights?
Hell yeah, I'll be whenever you're ready.
Yo, Rob, I'm serious. Like maybe we do a
across the
4-man
Pacific. I
team.
love it. Okay,
I
See,
fucking love Gnome, dude. He's awesome. I've
all
always.
right, guys.
Hey,
I'll check
no,
out
you
this
remember
fucker.
when you first started, and I was remember I did that New Year's Eve thing. Remember that? And I said, I love this guy's energy. He's just a fun guy.
People are more drunk and violent on this live. I like it.
So,
Feels like a great guy.
my name is on my sweatshirt. I wear it at the distillery all the time, and every time I make a drink, they put Gnome's Tavern. And people always go, "What the hell is Gnome's Tavern?" And I say, "It's Wayne's World with a lesser budget," because that's what you is.
All right, here we go.
It works though, no?
It works. I've got so
Across-
many subscribers from that.
This is Across the Pacific by Sean Panabaker. I don't know if he created.
Oh, I'm really excited about this one. Across the Pacific.
Yeah, it's something. It's good. I mean, it's rum. It's got some Averna in it. It's got some Orgeat, which comes through.
It's muddy,
Cocktail.
looking.
Yeah, it's got a good cocktail.
Yeah, it's something is what my wife said in her wedding vows.
Yeah, it's something.
My wife is rolling her eyes right now in the other room.
Oh man!
Oh,
All right,
man.
gentlemen. Listen, man. I've gotta get out of here. I gotta clean up and get ready for a long road trip tomorrow.
That's right.
Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for stopping by. This was super fun. Gnome.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Always
Dude,
fun.
love having you on the show. We're
Thank
definitely
you.
gonna have you back. You may be
Absolutely,
a regular,
on the
my
show.
friend. You've been awesome, brother.
Yeah.
Um,
And if anybody comes to New Orleans, I do want to do a boozy historical bar crawl with you guys.
oh, we love that.
We're planning it out
One
with
of
my
those
friend
days, for
Logan,
sure.
and I'm so excited.
That'd
It's
be
gonna
awesome.
be.
That'd be awesome.
It
Well,
has a
gentlemen,
gin fizz.
cheers to you.
Cheers to
everyone in
you.
the chat. Cheers to
Cheers,
you. And
everyone.
remember, guys, when life gives you lemons, make yourself a cocktail.
Ask
Always.
ChatGPT to make you a cocktail.
And always tip that bartender.
There you go. Night, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
Night.
Mm.
You gotta turn it off, Rob.
I have to end the
We're
stream.
talking about Vietnam here. We're talking about Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Ending the stream
yeah.
in 5, 4,
Unfortunate-
3,